put it down low. Look at it, yellow and red, yellow and red. I think we're getting close, Coach. Do you have a lineup?
Yeah, here's the one I'm gonna give you.
Okay.
I got their last name. I don't ever list their first.
Right.
So
Is that Zier?
Zier.
Waters, Toller,
Davis,
Toller,
I'll
Drew
put their
Browning.
first names over here.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Cooper
Brown.
Delaney, Tate Henderson, Braden Terrio,
Correct.
Tate Culpepper, and Caden Shirley.
Right. And then my subs, that's their last names. Their first names are on the back.
Okay. And tell me your name again, Coach. Kemp?
Kemp. Yeah,
Okay.
the first one, Joey Kemp.
Okay. Yeah, just And good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for sticking around for our delayed start to this one. We are here at the Field of Dreams, and an extended but abbreviated now pregame shows it was scheduled to start at 1 o'clock, and we're a little bit after that, getting the internet issues worked out here in the middle of what is an open field, but just a beautiful, beautiful place. Again, I am Doug Gant alongside of Chuck Perkins, bringing you the Field of Dreams game from Dyersville, Iowa. And this game is between Grace Christian and the Wolves of Weston, and we're delighted to be here with head coach of the Weston Wolves, Joey Kemp. And Coach, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. Sure appreciate it.
Look, first thing is the elephant in the room. What a trip up here, huh?
Yeah, it took a while to get here, but it was a good trip up, and we were on a charter bus as a group, as a team, so it was fun for those guys to be able to do that and see different things. I mean, we got to come through St. Louis and see the Arch and, Busch Stadium and things like that, so it's exciting for our kids to come across the country.
Did you get any of the ribs in St. Louis? Did you stop and have that? We did on our way up, so.
We didn't get a chance to stop. I mean, it's pretty much try to get here as fast as we can. So yesterday we got to come out here and tour the house and kind of walk around and take some pictures yesterday, as well as before the game today. So
a little colder yesterday, wasn't it?
Absolutely. We leave, it's 80 degrees. Get up here, it's 45 yesterday, and wind blowing, obviously 30 miles an hour.
Right.
So very different.
Which they'll hear throughout the broadcast. So tell me, months back when Coach Brown called you and you guys were talking about it, and then you had to go and talk to your parents about that, how was the reaction?
It was very exciting. When Coach called me, he asked, would you like to go play at a neutral site? I'm like, absolutely. And he says, Field of Dreams. And so I'm going, like Iowa, the movie? And he's like, yeah. I said, well, let me check with my administration. There's all kind of things you have to go through. It ain't just a yes. So we went there. Administration was awesome. They were on board. Then we had to go through the school board to get it approved. They were all for it. And then it was time to go out and get donations. And our community, our fan base, parents, alumni, fantastic. We got it all raised in a very short period of time to be able to charter up here and stay and feed the guys and everything. And it was very, very exciting. And I had to keep it a secret for a month, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, parents didn't even know.
Really?
And nobody had a clue until it was okayed. And then we had to start raising the money. So for a month, we had to go through all that process of getting it okay.
And it wasn't like this was a year or two in the making either. This happened rather quickly.
Very quickly. I want to say it was early September when he called and asked if we want to do it. And it's like, hey, let me know in 2 weeks. I'm like, okay. So we got it done pretty quick. Like I said, our community was fantastic backing us with this.
Well, game side, looking at that, both teams are firmly cemented where they're going to be in the playoffs. Both of you guys have had great season. I think at one point in the year you were both ranked number one collectively in Class B in Division 5, and then combined you were 1 and 2. What do you come into a game like this? You certainly want to win it. It has no impact, I don't believe, on the playoff ramifications or anything from there. So what do you tell your guys about this?
I mean, you still come out and want to compete, and that's what we want to do. But at the same time, have fun doing it. We're here. We're trying to soak this in. It's not going to be it's not a normal field. It's not a normal atmosphere.
Right.
So it's going to be very different. So we've kind of preached go compete. And then, if wherever it falls, it falls. We're not going to harp on this one because, we start playoffs next week. And
right.
That's where it's at. So
let me ask you this, too. What's the number one thing, I guess, that they'll take out? Did you get to go down and sightsee, or was there one thing that said, you know what, this was really cool that we saw in town?
We went through, was it Dubuque? That's where we were staying.
Right.
So we kind of went last night. We went and ate at an Italian place there. It was very good. We kind of walked around a little bit, but other than that, and we try to get back and get a little bit of sleep in an actual bed, which 16 hours on a bus. So that's pretty much all the touring we got to do was last night for about 20 minutes of the town. It's a very nice town.
They are, and we found out too, once you're in Dubuque, if you take a right, you get off into Wisconsin as soon as you cross the river. So
we didn't realize that. We actually tried to do that, but in our contract, it doesn't cross us over there, so we weren't able to do that. We wanted to just drive over and turn around and come back just to say we've been in Wisconsin, but they didn't allow us to do that. So, but it's okay. I mean, these kids they're seeing things they've never seen before with the big giant windmills and all that stuff.
Right.
So it's very exciting for these guys.
I saw a great opportunity that you guys had a little earlier. Some of your guys were warming up with their dads out there. That's special.
Yeah, I made a point to the ones that dads got to travel up here with us to make sure they got to throw. I mean, that's what the movie is based around, basically. So for those guys to get out there and warm up with their dad some, they get some tosses in, that was awesome. I know the dads appreciated it. The kids don't really understand it.
Right.
But the dads were very excited about it. So
well, that's phenomenal. Coach, want to thank you for taking the opportunity to get away from your team and sit with us for a little while too, and just thank you for coming up here and being a part of this, and again taking time to visit with us on the pregame show.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
All right, Coach, good luck to y'all today.
Thank you, appreciate it.
There you go. The Hahn Roofing pregame show rolls on. Again, sorry it was delayed in getting here, but we were sitting with head coach Joey Kemp, and you heard his thoughts on it and how the excitement there was of getting the ability to get back on and to do that. We're going to visit with Coach Brown here in just a few minutes as well, but we'll take an opportunity. Chuck has been doing quadruple duty as is normal. He'll run our cameras, get us on, and last minute we got there. But a lot of great sponsors. This Alexandria Emergency Hospital, we were unable to do anything without those guys. They are the title sponsor in this, and a lot of folks along the way. We had some people that have joined in and been a part of this, but our title sponsor today is Alexandria Emergency Hospital. Pre-game show is brought to you by Hahn Roofing. Before the pre-game show is over, we will have the starting lineups and a little bit of a treat for you on that, brought to you by Nebula Beard and Arsenault. We know that there's a watch party going back on right now at the home of Deb and Jim Collins. They are back there. A lot of great photos that have been coming up through the day from over there, and we wouldn't be able to do anything without Deb. She was a bulldog in going out and getting these sponsorship dollars for us, and just an amazing amount of work that she was able to put in on here. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the time that we had, some of the things that were going on. You see the graphic on the bottom of it, of course, Alexandria Emergency Hospital bringing that. Our sponsors will rotate up in that corner over there, if you will. We're going to have our starting lineups coming up around the way. We have it for Weston. We'll have it for Grace Christian. We've added a little bit to that. And Chuck, tell me, so we drive 16, 17 hours to get up here. Your thoughts once we get up, about the trip?
Well, my thoughts on the trip, I'm telling you what, it wasn't too bad for me, Doug.
Why was it not too bad for you, Chuck?
Well, I did not sleep. I will say that. I did not sleep. But I only had to drive maybe an hour and a half of the trek. So Doug likes to drive. I will say that.
Look, when we got going, we got going. It was all I could do to convince Mrs. 446 Sports to let us use the Santa Fe and make the trip up here. But she was, and still, I think I left before she was awake, so she doesn't know that I took it. And I'm hoping to get it back in time in the morning that she'll be able to see that. But and a question that I asked Coach Kemp, when we talked about it, say, hey, Chuck, let's try to go up to Iowa and cover that game, and you were like,
sure, why not? Let's see when it is and make sure I'm not booked up anywhere. And it just fell out wonderfully perfect for me because being a teacher in school, and it happened to be on our Easter break, I was open. Now, my wife, not so much open for it, but hey, she is a fun-loving woman, and she just enjoys seeing me do these things and get out there. And she was like, yeah, but you're going to be gone for 4 days. And then she said, well, Doug, I pray for you because you have to be with him for 4 days. So good luck. You're going to see exactly what I have to deal with on a daily basis.
Look, it's been an adventure. We saw and broadcast and went live from a few states we haven't done. This is state number 5 that we will have broadcast a game in. That encompasses Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Florida, and now into Iowa, where we are now. But I'm telling you, the people that we have met here, and we're going to have a quick shot of later in the Han Roofing pregame show as we talk about it. And this was some folks we met at the Basilica here in Dyersville, which that's the Catholic church that's in Dyersville. There's only 53 of these that have been named Basilica. The Pope actually has to name them the Basilica, and there are certain qualifications. But I'm telling you, it is just beautiful. If you've not looked at the St. Francis Xavier Basilica, then I encourage you to look it up and check that out because it is phenomenal. But we ran into a group, Carl and Elaine Burkle, in that, and we've got an interview coming up with them in just a few minutes. We'll go ahead and talk to Coach Brown before we do that. He's going to make his way down here. We're going to talk to head coach Josh Brown of the Grace Christian Warriors and kind of get his thoughts on this trip. This is his second out-of-state trip that he has went on. Back in 2016, I believe, was the year that they went to, and my son was on that team, so me not knowing it. But we're going to make way and let Coach Brown have a seat with us too in that, and he'll take the headset there. And this is a rarity, getting head coach Josh Brown away from his squad early on, but I know he's got a lot of great assistants that are down there. Coach Brown, welcome to the show.
Hey man, thanks for having me.
Look, thanks for having us. First of all, we talked to Coach Kemp about this, said when you made the call with him, it was shocking to him. I've been around the program enough to know that we've done this before. How did the idea of coming up to Iowa playing in this game come to you?
Me and my wife came up here 3 years ago on vacation, and honestly, when I saw the Major League game on TV in July, I was like, man, that'd be awesome to get to play there, even if it was on the Field of Dreams movie site field. We saw some games being played here and just kind of reached out, and we had met a guy here at one time when we were visiting for vacation, and just reached out, and he hooked me up with a guy named Roman. And next thing I know, Roman's telling me what we need to do to play here, and he said, now you got to find an opponent. So got to thinking about it, and we played Weston twice, so I reached out to Coach Kemp, and he said, give me a week, and I'll get back with you. And a week later, Coach said, hey, we're all in. And so that's kind of how it went about.
This is something that you've done for your players. I know it was, and look, I feel bad about this because I forget the year, if it was 16 or 17, that you took the young guy, the young men over to Houston to play at Minute Maid Park as well.
Yeah, 2017. You know, I mean, some guys may never make it to college baseball, may never play Major League. You know, it's rare. It's hard to get there, and just want to give our guys an opportunity to play somewhere, and they can remember that, tell their kids about, and dream come true. I mean, I just like doing this kind of thing. I think it's neat.
So a little caveat to store away, in 2017 was the first year that you went out of state to play. You go on to win a state championship. You do it here in 2022, you go out of state to play. I'm not saying that bodes well for you in the state playoffs, but you know, it's baseball, and so it's one of those things.
Well, that would be outstanding if we can go on to win a state championship. I mean, that's always the ultimate goal. It's the one goal that we look forward to. You know, it's hard to do that, but I mean, that'd be awesome if we could do that again. I mean, we've got a young squad, but we're scrappy. I mean, we feel like any given day we can beat anybody.
We asked Coach Kemp this question, and I'll ask you also. District is set up. You won the district championship this year. Playoffs are set just about where they're going to be. Doesn't look like you're going to jump or fall in this. What's your approach in a game like this?
You know, we talked about it, you know, me and the coaches a little bit, but, you know, and then I talked to Coach Kemp, his dad, yesterday, and we talked a little bit this morning. We're kind of like, you know, let's see how it goes. We might try to get everybody in if possible. You know, because, I mean, this is a unique opportunity to come up here, and, you know, who knows if anybody ever come back.
Yeah, that's exactly. Speaking of coming back, your fans were involved in it. Some of them made the trip in 2017 and have come back in this. How were the parents when you went out and talked to them about this?
You know, they were supportive, and I think a few of them didn't believe it at first, and then we just kind of talked about it, and and then the seniors, of course, were, hey, like, let's do it. This is our last year, and then the kids were like, hey, let's jump on board, and all the kids and parents have been really supportive about it and excited, and it's a little drive, but I mean it's well worth it.
What did you get to go see while you're here in town? I know there's a lot of sightseeing opportunities. Chuck and I went and saw some things. What stood out to you here?
The restaurants, the food. I mean, we a lot of people talk about the South being some of the best food. Well, we've had a lot of good restaurants that we went to that we really enjoyed. And then the glove that you showed me, I'm not going to lie to you, that's one of the unique things I've seen all week. I mean, I'm like, where's that guy? I mean, that's awesome.
The guy that he's talking about, we had the opportunity to meet Dwyer Brown, and it just fell on us. And Dwyer Brown played John Kinsella in the movie. John Kinsella was Ray Kinsella. Ray was the Kevin Costner character that built all of this. And not to be a spoiler in this, but if you're watching this broadcast, you've probably already watched the movie on there. So it turns out the movie was based on the he that they were talking about, if you build it, he will come, was actually Ray's dad, John Kinsella, and John was played by Dwyer Brown, and we were able to meet him here in town. And did you see the signed picture I got? It doesn't say. I'll hold that up so that we were able to get that in there. Got to visit with Dwyer. He actually has bought a building and is coming back and putting a sports memorabilia museum downtown in Dyersville, and so we're just excited about it.
Oh, no doubt, man. That's awesome. And I got to talk to Greg a little bit earlier about the $80 million facility that they're building, and he told me, he said, Josh, this will not affect anything we have out here. It's going to be way past this hill up here. You'll still see corn. You'll see all that. You got to go way down there to see that. He said Frank Thomas, who played for the White Sox, is in part of this deal, and he said if it affects the Field of Dreams, this movie place, he said we won't do it. But they've come to an agreement. It's going to be way down the hill. You won't even really see it from here. So it's kind of a neat deal.
A lot of the locals that we talked to, and I'll tell you about that. And so that's an $80 million dollar complex that they're talking about bringing in with 9 youth baseball fields, a hotel, some restaurants, different things to really help. The locals aren't that pleased with it because they're happy with their 4,500 person town. Now, I don't know if they're not pleased with that or the fact that Frank Thomas of the White Sox is doing it, because this is a Cubs town. I found that for sure.
No doubt. Everybody here's a big Cubs fan. You might be right on that. I think some of the fans don't want to mess with this place.
Yes, the tradition of it.
Correct. And you definitely don't want to ruin that. I mean, because this is just an awesome place to be. I can't say enough about it. I mean, it's beautiful out here. If nobody's ever been up to Iowa, I would definitely recommend to take a trip with your family and your kids up here. You would absolutely love it. It's beautiful.
I agree with that sentiment completely. Well, Coach, we're going to let you get back to your team. Thank you for taking time to visit with us on the Hahn Roofing pregame show. We certainly appreciate that, and good luck to you today.
No, and we appreciate all you guys do. I mean, this is awesome. 446 Sports. Everybody out there needs to support 446 Sports. They do a great job. Chuck and Doug, can't say enough about them.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate that. Good luck to you today. Head coach Josh Brown of the Great Christian Warriors getting set to do battle here. We're going to take our first time out of the Hahn Roofing pregame show. Again, Sports at the Field of Dreams game brought to you by Alexandria Emergency Hospital. We'll be right back right after this. No, we're going to commercial right now. Chuck wasn't on microphone when we called for that break, so we're just going to go take a break. When we come out of it, we'll have a little interview of some of the local folks that we ran into in town. All right.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 in East Pineville behind Arby's.
Alexandria Emergency Hospital is here to bring quick and compassionate emergency care to Central Louisiana, offering diagnostic imaging and an on-site lab. as well as important inpatient services. Alexandria Emergency Hospital.
And welcome back. We are here at the Field of Dreams field, and well, that was a magical return, wasn't it,
I'm
Chuck?
not
I don't
sure
really
what
know.
that one is.
I don't know that we've ever. Oh, I know exactly what it is. I'm on the button that's on the roadcaster, so I'm gonna get off of that. That was magical.
Beautiful though.
Getting ready. We're just about 20 minutes from the start of the Field of Dreams game. Had an opportunity to spend some time in town. The Basilica, we talked about it a little bit. That certainly has been the highlight of what we did, and that was an opportunity for us to meet a couple named Carl and Elaine Burkle, lifelong residents of this area. Carl is 71. They were coming out of the Basilica when we went in, and just person after person after person that we met was wonderful. This couple stood out. They introduced us, as a matter of fact, to Dwyer Brown. In that, Dwyer, again, we told you, played the father, John Kinsella of Ray in the movie. He was the one that said, "Hey, son, you want to have a catch?" And the glove that Coach Brown talked about was one of those old school catcher's mitts, and we've got some pictures on our Facebook page. Again, we apologize for the wind, but Chuck, if we've got that video to roll, let's go and let's look at that video of our time with Carl and Elaine Burkle.
Well, I did. Hang on just a minute, Doug.
Well, it became a basilica, I think, in around 1950 or 55, sometime, and that's when the Pope or whatever it is declared it a basilica. The thing was built back in the late 1800s by people that was built with horses and ropes, and I can't imagine what it took at that time to build a place like this, but one way or another they did it. Farmers mortgaged their whole farm and everything to build this church at that time, and
people were killed.
There were some people killed building
from the heists, and so it's such a huge church that they fell off.
And this is the only basilica, I think, west of the Mississippi River.
When you get into this town, you start saying, well, I didn't think that would be here. I didn't think that would be here. You guys have a lot of really great things here in Dyersville.
We do.
It's a very close-knit community. I mean, when we come to church here on Sundays, or no matter when we come, we probably know 90% of the people, and they know us by our first name. We almost know them by their first name. You would think with this, when you fill a place like this up with people, you'd think half would be strangers, but we all know each other. It's one great big family around here. When we put on events and fundraisers, everybody knows everybody.
Well, and I'll tell you this too, and we spoke a little bit off camera there. You talk about friends and family. We've not met a stranger since we've come into town. I mean, everybody has went out of their way to really welcome us and talk to us about it, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if it'd be any different, because that's the way the people are here.
We were blessed. We know Dwyer Brown very, very well, and he ended up getting us tickets.
And for those that don't know, Dwyer Brown played the father of Kevin Costner's.
Right.
In the movie, played the dad of there, and so he's back in town. You said.
Yes.
Yes, he stays. He's been staying in our place about the last 10 or 12, 15 years. Right. Every time he comes to Dyersville for some event that's happened out at the field, he stays at our place. And right now he's here for 10 days. He bought a old building up here where he's redoing. He loved the old texture of the building, so he bought it. Now he's turning it into a small museum of his own.
So I guess the question that I need to ask you too is, at that game, White Sox or Yankees? Who are you? Sounds like Cubs fans is what that sounds like.
That's what it is.
You can't answer
Being at that game last year was so remarkable for everybody. I mean, at them last two innings, whenever something remarkable happened, no matter if a White Sox or a Yankees did it, everybody was standing up applauding. And the last inning, it was just crazy how that game ended, and I assume you've probably seen the
We
game.
absolutely did.
No matter who you talk to, we travel around the country in several vacations. No matter where you go, everybody knows Dyersville now because of.
Cubs fans?
Yes.
Is that, okay, all right. Look,
And they'll be here this year.
yes, that's right. They're coming up. So that's so great to see, playing Cleveland, I
Yes.
think, in that game. So that's awesome to see. Well, clearly the lines are drawn between White Sox and Cubs, and you get a little bit south of here now. Getting into baseball, we passed a town that that's not fans of the Cubs at all as we came through St. Louis. And so I got to expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
around here, St. Louis and the Cardinals and the Cubs are a big rivalry,
Right.
and it's also the same with the Milwaukee Brewers up there. A lot of rivalry between these three baseball teams.
The one constant through all the years, Ray, has been baseball. America has rolled by like an army of steamrollers. It's been erased like a blackboard, rebuilt and erased again. But baseball has marked the time. This field, this game, is a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again.
And you see the passion that you guys speak about. You're passionate about your town. You're passionate about everything around it. But when we start talking Cubs and Cardinals and Brewers and White Sox, there it starts going.
Yeah, you're walking a fine line.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, it's really getting exciting here in Dyersville.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, something that we've never experienced before, and it's coming.
Eagle Federal Credit Union, located on Kent Beauregard in Pineville, is a full-service credit union. We offer an array of products and services, including checking and savings accounts, auto financing, refinancing, mortgages, and financial literacy. And we can help you with all of your financial needs. Visit our website at eaglefederal.org, call the office at 318-641-3017, or come by our local office and meet our staff. Don't forget to ask how we can help you save up to 2% on your auto refinance.
At Hahn Roofing, we know the importance of quality customer service in addition to a job done right. That's why our team of trained professionals is here to help keep your investment secure. For almost 50 years, our standard of producing good work has never changed. From the first consultation to the final result, our customers experience our commitment to quality, and we know the importance of installing a roof that not only looks great, but stands the test of time. That's why we choose Owens Corning. Do you have roof damage? Who can you trust? Hahn Roofing, an Owens Corning Platinum contractor.
And we are back to Dyersville again, going to try to cover up and, as best we can, get this wind a little bit. You see the two teams gathering out near center field. They're going to take a big group photo out there, and that's certainly great to see. A couple of things to look at coming up is our Neblett, Beard, and Arsenault starting lineups. We'll make mention of that throughout the game. About the folks at Neblett, Beard, and Arsenault, we certainly appreciate the work that they've done. We've been sponsored by a lot of people today, and all of our half-inning sponsors we will talk about while they're in there. When you see your scoreboard today, it'll be down in the bottom right-hand corner. That will be brought to you by Little Boo's Why Not Stop. Little Boo's Why Not Stop, our scoreboard sponsor. And then stick around for our post-game show, brought to you by Matthews Super Sweet Corn. More than just sweet corn, it's Matthews Produce, and you will see all of those guys rolling throughout of everything that we do. What a great moment as the teams are out in center field and the parents are able to come out onto the field and take that group photo. Also, we have Pitching Change is brought to you today by a great friend of the Grace Christian program and Chris Klossner. Chris Klossner, a very good friend of that. So if you've got a watch party that's going on back there and you're watching on our Boxcast or YouTube or whatever it is, make sure that you leave us a comment, send us a shout out to who you're watching, and we'll try to keep up with that. If you're going back home and watching this one on that 16 or 17 hour drive back, depending on which way you go and how many times that you stop, we invite you to leave us a comment. And yes, we know that it is very windy and very difficult to hear. That wind is now, I don't think it's gusting anymore as much as it's just a steady gale breeze there, Chuck. It is coming at us.
It is definitely whipping in here pretty good.
It is. We're moments away from the starting lineups. We will have the starting lineups for the Weston Wolves, and then we'll have a special presentation of the starting lineups. We're going to take one more break, and in our Hahn Roofing pregame show, again, this is Field of Dreams baseball, brought to you by Alexandria Emergency Hospital. We'll be right back.
The following things are just plain wrong. Pouring coffee into a light socket. Dressing a 300-pound man in a tiny pink Speedo. And hiring an unqualified employee for your business.
Express Employment Professionals in Alexandria is here to assist you in hiring that right employee or helping you find your perfect career. Apply online at expresspros.com/AlexandriaLA.
Welcome to Little Booth.
At Little Booth's convenience store, our friendly professional staff is here to serve all of your fuel and convenience store needs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So come check us out 24/7 on the corner of St. Clair and Highway 28 West in Boyce, Louisiana.
Back to a very windy Dyersville, Iowa starting lineup for the Weston Wolves. In center field, number 21, Bryce Zaire. At shortstop, number 15, Caleb Waters. At second base, number 4, Davis Toller. At first base, number 11, Drew Browning. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, their pitcher, number 6, is Cooper Delaney. Cooper Delaney on the hill today for the Weston Wolves. In left field, number 8, Tate Henderson. At second base, number 5, Braden Terrio. At third base, number 10, Tate Culpepper. And in right field, number 99, Caden Shirley. Head coach of the Weston Wolves is Joey Kemp. And now let's go to the Neblett, Beard, and Arsenault starting lineups for Grace Christian.
My name is Carson Courtwright. I'm a junior. I play center field, and my favorite baseball player is Cooper Courtwright.
My name is Luke Johnson. I'm a junior. I play shortstop, and my favorite food is pizza.
My name is Seth Cook. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a pitcher/utility. And my favorite moment was last year when we went to the state championship game.
My name's Canyon Wright. I'm a first baseman. I'm a freshman, and my favorite thing to do is play baseball.
Okay. My name's Cody Davis. I'm a sophomore, and I'm the catcher for Grace. And my favorite thing to do is throw people out behind the plate.
All right. My name is Parker Johnson. I'm a senior. I play right field. My favorite player is Hayden Gainey.
I'm Philip Cole. I'm a senior. I play third base.
My name is Landon Almy. I'm a senior. I play second base, and my favorite player is Hayden Gainey.
My name is Cooper Courtwright. I'm in 8th grade. I play left field, and my favorite baseball player is Carson Courtwright.
And there you have the starting lineups brought to you by Neblett, Beard, and Arsenault. We will refer to Neblett, Beard, and Arsenault again throughout the game as our players come to the plate in this one. Again, Chuck's got a graphic that will show you the starting lineups again and where they are at in the positions on the field for your Grace Christian Warriors. There you go. You can see it again on your screen there for the Warriors. Leading off and playing left field is Carson Courtwright, or playing center field is Carson Courtwright. Shortstop will be Luke Johnson, the junior. Seth Cook will be on the hill, we believe. Number 25, first base, batting fourth, Canyon Wright. Batting fifth, Cody Davis behind the plate. And like he said, he just likes to throw people out from behind the plate. So got the wind blowing with him too, so it might even pick that arm up a little bit. Parker Johnson gets the start out in right field. Philip Cole will be at third base. He's been so solid defensively. Landon Ami will be at second base, and Cooper Courtwright will bat ninth and play left field. Seeing things just finishing up, this is a meeting, a once-in-a-lifetime meeting there at home plate. Got to meet some of the ghost players before the game as well, Chuck. One of them, Merle Myers, I guess was his name, and we'll have that interview posted up later also. But just a lot of fun to be out here. The folks from Grace Christian getting ready to take the field. The batters from Weston, Zaire, Waters, and Tolar getting ready to come out. You see those guys, or you'll see them momentarily. And again, just a windy, gusty day out here. Again, if you missed the video that we shot a little earlier, we gave you an idea of what it looked like out in the outfield. And there is no outfield fence. It's just a home run if it gets off the grass and into what would be the corn. The baseballs are making their way out now, and that's going to wrap up the Hahn Roofing pregame show. We appreciate those, and we invite you to stick around for the Matthews Super Sweet Corn. Now, their corn, they're just getting it planted. We've got some pictures of that you'll see come up in the commercial of theirs, and I invite you to go check those out. But give Hahn Roofing a call and let them know that you appreciate them helping support Grace Christian baseball and youth baseball. The folks at Little Booze, they are on our scoreboard throughout today's game, and man, that wind is really getting after it. Just a pop fly is going to be a home run in this one. Should be plenty of offense today, and you come up here for a game like this, and this is what you want. Another thing to look at that Chuck's going to show you, there is a power line that runs down the infield, and you see it coming up. So not only are there light poles out in the outfield and the 2 flag poles, but there is a power line that runs from third base through second base into the outfield. Our post game, don't forget, will be Chris Klossner is in charge of the pitching today. On the hill on the hill for the Weston Wolves is Cooper Delaney, and we believe that Seth will be on the mound. Coach Brown just wasn't sure with this wind, thought he might go with another slow ball type pitcher in this one, because that is really going to have an effect on the way that this is called today. Chuck, we got an opportunity to see the St. Louis Arch. We had some ribs there in St. Louis at a stop in Little Rock, and then on somewhere else. I'm not really sure where it's at. But, man, it's been a great trip up here, and it all culminates with getting ready to play ball.
It really has. And, I mean, my ride up was wonderful. We talked about that earlier, but just the experience of coming up this way and to see the things that we get to see and to visit with the folks here in Dyersville.
Right.
It's been absolutely, I mean, what an experience, I'm telling you.
Indeed, it has, and the Warriors are getting ready to take the field, and they do, for the Field of Dreams game 2022. A great roar from both. And look, I'm telling you, there is great support from both sides. The folks from Weston made it up. The folks from Grace Christian made it up. And we certainly appreciate everyone that is here. Top of the first inning is brought to you by D&J Tire. D&J Tire is a proud sponsor of Grace Christian baseball. They are out on the Shreveport Highway in Tioga. They are American-owned, family-operated since 1987. For all your tire needs and repair work on your automobile, go check out the folks at D&J Tire. And a big thanks to them for sponsoring the top of the first inning. Leading things off for Weston today will be center fielder number 21, Bryce Zaire. Bryce will be followed up by Caleb Waters. Davis Tolar will be there, and Seth Cook is on the mound for Grace Christian. And look, the benches, there are no dugouts in this, just the 2 benches that are set up side some makeshift fences. We are around the only backstop, the only fencing that is permanent and here. And we're off and going in this one. Cook finishing up his warm-up pitches, and we are ready to bring this one down and get underway. Had a couple of officials from the Iowa Baseball Association. We'll watch the throw from Cody Davis as it's got 35-mile-an-hour wind behind it. And that one zips down in time. Good throw by Cody, and we are ready to go. You'll see Coach Kemp make his way across. We have all of the pregame and all the makeup that we can do. It is time to play Field of Dreams Baseball. I am Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins, bringing you all of the action here. You see looking in where Davis is. And that will bring Bryce Zier up from the left side. Ready to go to work, number 21. He is a center fielder for this Weston team. They come in today at 16-10 overall, 3-3 in district play. First one is in there for strike one, and we are underway from Dyersville, Iowa, in the Field of Dreams. Cook rocks back and delivers the 0-1, and it's in there. 0-2 quickly. Again, first game of the season. Cook strikes out 17 in his first outing. We'll see if he comes with a little curveball here as he faces Zier. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Cook. And a couple of good fastballs and then an off-speed work from Seth Cook. And that's strikeout number 1. Caleb Waters, the shortstop for this Wolves team, will stand in there. Number 15, he bats from the right side. Cook peers in now and delivers. Curveball misses up and away. Second delivery is in there, strike 1. And as you're looking out in the field, that's where the corn would normally be. Not quite into planting season for them, but not far away. That one misses up high. 2 balls and a strike to Waters. Zier was retired with a strikeout. Cook fell behind Waters. 2 balls and a strike. Curveball bounces low out in front of the plate. 3 balls and a strike. Waters looking to be the first base runner in today's Field of Dreams game. And just a beautiful, beautiful area that's going on here with all of the fans coming in around. Swung on and fouled back to the fence. Had a good hack at it, did Waters. But the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down, top of the first. You see that on the Little Boo's scoreboard down in the corner. Check out Little Boo's Why Not Stop. Again, this top half of the first brought to you by D&J Tire from Tioga out on the Shreveport Highway. Couldn't do without any of our sponsors. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cook peers in and gets the sign from Davis. Now delivers. Misses up high, and Waters is on board and is the first base runner of today's game. Davis Tolar, the catcher for this Weston Wolves team, will stride into the plate. This just screams pickup baseball. I mean, when you go back to the early days, you get out there, no fences, you just go out and play. Cook delivers this one to Tolar, and it misses ball 1. Again, all of you that are back home in Louisiana, thank you so much for joining us in this one and all around the country. That one misses up high, 2 balls, no strikes. So after getting the strikeout of Zier to start things off, Waters walked, and now Tolar ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Cook staring in, gets the sign from Davis, now comes set and ready to go. Throws a curveball again, it bounces up front, and 3 balls and no strikes to Tolar. Chuck again doing quadruple duty. Won't get a lot of commentary from him today, as there are a lot of working parts to this broadcast. That one misses inside, and now Cook has walked back-to-back batters here to put runners at first and second in the top of the first. Runner out at second is Waters. Tolar over at first. They have both reached via the base on balls. Cook peers back at Waters and now delivers this one in there for strike 1. Cook got ahead of Zier, got the strikeout there to lead things off, fell behind Waters and Tolar, and now gets the 0-1 count to Browning. This is Drew Browning, the first baseman. That one misses up high. Again, the wind is blowing at his face, so it tends to push that ball around. We talked to the official at home plate before the game, and he was talking about how there was one that was out 20 feet foul, blew back into fair territory. That one misses up high, and then the hat comes off of Cook. Go to Iowa, they said.
Yes, it'll be fun, they said.
Windy day up here. Both squads are going to have it, but both coaches were in agreement. It's just going to be a lot of fun in this game.
It is.
Don't get me wrong, you want to come out of here with the victory. Here's a delivery. That one is in there for the strike. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Windy day out here on the hills in Iowa. Apologize for catching all of the wind back home on the broadcast, and we'll try to bring the microphone in just a bit. There's the delivery. Good curveball in there for strike 3, and Browning is out on strikes. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, and Cooper Delaney, the opposing pitcher, the Wolves pitcher, will stand in there ready to go. Delaney stands in there, takes that one up high, ball 1. Not a lot of movement on the bases from the Wolves in this one. Runner at second is Waters. Tolar over at first. Cook gives a look back to Waters, and Waters is off and going. Snap throw down to third. Going to be in time for the out and a caught stealing. You heard Cody Davis tell you he likes throwing runners out from behind the plate. He did just that to retire Waters on the caught stealing. Score that 2-5 if you're scoring at home. We'll be back for the bottom of the first right after this.
It's the perfect time of year to grab everything you need for your big-time fishing partner. Security Sporting Goods at 2220 Memorial Drive in Alexandria has everything you can think of from Abu Garcia, Lewis Duckett, Zebco, and even Zoom. We even have in stock Old Town kayaks with models like Topwater, Sportsman, and even Vapor. No need to shop anywhere else because Security Sporting Goods has it all. Find us on Facebook, or you can contact us at 318-445-6246. Security Sporting Goods. We have everything from camo to ammo.
Back to live action we go, and you saw the strong arm of Cody Davis from behind the plate as he nails Waters, who was attempting to take third on the stolen base. Score that out 2-5. This bottom of the first is brought to you by the friends and family of Grace Christian. Want to give a big shout out once again to Deb Collins, who did a yeoman's work on helping us get our way up to Iowa. I know she's got a watch party going on there. Got some classic cars, some hot dogs, and some popcorn, and a lot of goodies going on over there. But it's friends and family like that that give us the opportunity to bring this game back to all of the families from Weston and from Grace Christian that are unable to attend this one. 45 states that our broadcast has been seen in. We think that we'll add a couple of numbers to that one today. This one is being carried by the league, the Field of Dreams site page also. So from all around the country, a big welcome to all of you. Leading things off for the District 6B district champions. They come in with a 6-2 record in district play, 23-9 overall. Center fielder Carson Courtright will stand in ready to go to face Cooper Delaney. Delaney stands in there. He was at bat when Waters was thrown out stealing, so he will be due up in the top of the second. Here's a delivery. That one misses up high. Courtright does a great job of getting on base. Able to spend a little time with his family this weekend. And a big shout out to Nicole Courtright gathering up all of the pizza from last night too, which was phenomenal. That one in there for strike one. And there's, look, she's made the screen. Chuck, I know we can't swing it around. So she got lucky on that one, and she's able to get here. But great work by Nicole Courtright and this family that's here. Swing and a miss from Carson, and he misses that one. He taps the chest and says, you know what, that was on me. Ready to go. Not the fastballs that we've seen. Here's Delaney. He rocks and fires and delivers. This one slow and misses inside. A lot of off-speed stuff coming And we talked about that earlier in the game, too. Would you come with the fastball? Would you come with some off-speed stuff and some movement? A lot of people like to counteract the hard fastball hitting of this Grace Christian team. There's the delivery, misses up high. Full count to Courtright, the leadoff hitter for the Warriors. And again, getting adjusted to the wind as you're a pitcher even. Here's Delaney, he rocks back and fires the full count. Delivery, swung on and missed, and a strikeout for Carson Courtright. First one of the day, of course, by Delaney, as that is his first hitter. And that will bring Luke Johnson. And a day like this, Chuck, is made for Luke Johnson. Luke Johnson can pull that ball into that wind that is blowing dead out to right. It is straight at our back. You can see the American flag from where we are that is full glory. And standing in from that left side is Luke Johnson. If he gets it up in the air, it'll go where the corn will be planted in a couple of weeks. That one is fouled back and out of play, the first one that we've seen here, and the mad dash is for it. But you look around, you see the bleachers are full, similar to what Ray Kinsella would have done, and sat here and watched the White Sox players as they came out of the corn. We are just down the hill from the house and the big red barn. 0-1, the count to Luke Johnson. Delaney with a strikeout of Courtright to lead things off. Now he sits back and fires this one, and it misses outside. Ball one. You see off in the distance, or you will throughout the big light poles out of there. That's the actual Major League Baseball park that was here where the White Sox and Yankees played last season. Delaney with the delivery. That one is lifted foul as well and going to find its way down under the bridge and into the creek behind us that you cross over by the booth that you get in to get in through here. Again, Doug Gann, Chuck Perkins bringing you baseball, local high school baseball on the road, and struck out looking is Luke Johnson, and back-to-back strikeouts for Cooper Delaney, and he will face his counterpart here, Seth Cook, ready to go. Definitely a strike zone that is widened out for this game, but you see it right in front of you on your screen. Seth Cook standing in for the Warriors. That one misses up high. And a big shout out to the friends and family of Deb and Jim Collins for hosting that big watch party and coordinating the friends and family sponsorship of the bottom of the first, where we are 2 balls, no strikes to Cook. Delaney checking the cleats there, and just great work that is done on this field. That's one thing that we talked to the groundskeepers here at the Field of Dreams site. And the delivery coming in now from Delaney, that is swung on and fouled straight back. But you talk to, not only did the Major League players in baseball bring a lot of money into Dyersville, but they also brought a lot of knowledge, and they worked with the groundskeepers and showed them the perfect mixture. This field had standing water on it yesterday, and now you can't tell that it's been rained on in a month. Delaney set to deliver this one. Cook takes that one down low. 3 balls and a strike to Cook. Nobody's really hit the ball hard today at all. There's been a couple of walks and a number of strikeouts, and Cook gives us that look, and it seems like he's one of those that likes to just they're going to bring in the official from first base and talk about it, but Cook turns that back and says, "Dadgummit." And that'll bring Big Canyon right in there. Canyon just a freshman, but we say that the only reason you say somebody just a freshman, that usually precedes some big-time activity that happens. And you see him in there. Cook off at first base. Canyon's homered in just about every game that we have covered. There you see the graphic on the freshman Canyon Wright. He plays first base for this Warrior team. Runner out at first is Seth Cook. Canyon set, wanting to get swung on and missed. And that's one of the things that you talk about when there's that wind blowing or a short field, is that these batters will try to hit the ball out and may swing through it rather than just make contact. The Delaney delivery misses up high. The Iowa High School Association supplying the officials for today's contest. So grateful to have those guys out here. swung on and missed, and that's going to retire the side. So 5 strikeouts in this game already. 3 for Grace Christian, 2 for Weston batters we're talking about, and we move on. And that will bring back up Cooper, Delaney, Henderson, and Terrio due up for the Wolves when we go to the top of the second.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 in East Pineville behind Arby's.
Alexandria Emergency Hospital is here to bring quick and compassionate emergency care to Central Louisiana, offering diagnostic imaging and an on-site lab, as well as important inpatient services. Alexandria Emergency Hospital.
Back to the top of the second we go. I am Doug Gann alongside of Chuck Perkins. Chuck steady moving cameras and adjusting views and all of those things. But we will let you know that the top of the second is brought to you by Sombrero's Mexican Kitchen and Cantina. Right there off MacArthur Drive is where Sombrero's at. They have daily lunch specials. And Tuesday is family night at Sombrero's. Kids under 12 eat free with a paying adult. You can't just drop your 12-year-olds off and below and let them go in there and eat for nothing. But that's Sombrero's. Check them out. Delaney stands back in. Cooper Delaney does. He was at the plate when Waters was thrown out. Cook, who has a couple of strikeouts in the first inning, stands in ready to go to work. That one is popped and flown deep out and gonna find the cornfield for the first home run. Delaney gets a second shot at it, and he homers to center field. And that's going to put, I'm telling you, you get it up in the breeze. So Delaney was down to his second strike in his bat and saw Cook come around there. Cook tried to give him the fastball, and you see Delaney put the Weston Wolves on top with a big home run out to center field. I'm telling you, it made through the power lines, up the hill and out into the corn. And that's what you want in these games. You know, we talked about that earlier. There's not going to be a pitching duel in this, we don't believe. Cook ready to go. Tate Henderson, the left fielder, stands in. And again, a left-hander that comes into play. This just sits in his wheelhouse as he pulls that ball up that big hill. That one misses low to Henderson. So a couple of strikeouts and a couple of walks in the first inning by this Wolves team, and they get a leadoff home run from Cooper Delaney, the pitcher for this Weston team. That one's in there, evens the count at a ball and a strike to Henderson. You saw Cook and Davis had a brief talk after the home run. Curveball is swung out in front of it by Henderson and ground into the dirt here around home plate. A ball and 2 strikes. Again, appreciate Coach Kemp and Coach Brown for taking time to come and join us in the Hahn Roofing. That one is smoked out to right for a base hit. Going to be in front of Parker Johnson. Johnson gets it back into the infield, and back-to-back base hits for this Weston team. Braden Terrio, the second baseman, stands in ready to go from the right side. Much warmer today, much drier today than it was yesterday. And so happy to have that going on, but it is still windy as you might get. Then one of the officials, snap throw over to first. One of the officials that's behind home plate told us, he says, "Welcome to Iowa." And in my cheesy Field of Dreams line, I said, "Is this a wind tunnel?" He said, "No, it's Iowa." That was my Chuck joke of the day. Squaring around the bunt is Terrio. Snap throw down to first from Davis. Not in time. Chases Henderson back. Davis already with a runner thrown out. You heard him in the Neblett, Beard, and Arsenault starting lineup say he likes to throw runners out. That throw over to first from Cook, just a friendly reminder that that he's still looking at Tate. Good contingency, we said, made the trip up from Louisiana for both squads, both Weston and Grace. Here's a delivery, squaring around to bunt again. It was Terrio. Takes that one in there for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, you hear that wind howling from straight behind us. Thankfully, it's right behind us, and we were able to adjust. Pop that bunt up. Cook coming in, he's going to field it. No play over at first, but that is going to be a bunt out to the pitcher and score that 1U if you're scoring at home. And Tate Culpepper now will stand in. He is the third baseman for this Weston Wolves team. Again, Doug Gann, Chuck Perkins bringing you 446 Sports presentation of the Alexandria Emergency Hospital Field of Dreams game. Swung and popped straight up. Struggling to find it. They're going to end up getting the play out at second base. Cole having to come all the way in the wind, pushing it again, so it hit right in the middle. But the runner at first was unable to get there. Tate Henderson, who singled, so that's going to be Culpepper reaching on a fielder's choice because he had to stay on the base and was unable to go. Score that 5-4 if you're scoring, correction, 5-6 on the putout if you're scoring at home. That one to Shirley, misses outside. Caden Shirley wears number 99 for this Weston Wolves team. Plays right field. Cook trying to get out of this. That ground ball is over to Canyon right at first. He'll field it, step on first unassisted on the play, and that will wrap it up. Couple of runs, or a couple of hits on the board for Weston, one of them being the big home run from Cooper Delaney in his second first at-bat of the game. We'll go to the bottom of the second, due up for the Warriors, Davis Johnson and Phillip Cole when we come back.
Eagle Federal Credit Union, located on Kent Beauregard in Pineville, is a full-service credit union. We offer an array of products and services, including checking and savings accounts, auto financing, refinancing, mortgages, and financial literacy. And we can help you with all of your financial needs. Visit our website at eaglefederal.org, call the office at 318-641-3017, or come by our local office and meet our staff. Don't forget to ask how we can help you save up to 2% on your auto refinance.
At Hahn Roofing, we know the importance of quality customer service in addition to a job done right. That's why our team of trained professionals is here to help keep your investment secure. For almost 50 years, our standard of producing good work has never changed. From the first consultation to the final result, our customers experience our commitment to quality, and we know the importance of installing a roof that not only looks great, but stands the test of time. That's why we choose Owens Corning. Do you have roof damage? Who can you trust? Hahn Roofing, an Owens Corning Platinum contractor.
Cody Davis stands in there ready to go for the Warriors. He threw a runner out in the first. Cooper Delaney having a great day. Struck out all three Warriors in the first and homered in the top of the second. Or the bottom of the second, brought to you by D&T Wholesale there on MacArthur Drive in Alexandria. Cody takes that one down low. D&T Wholesale. You can find them at dtwofficesupply.com. They are Central Louisiana's premier supplier of office furniture and office supplies. Check them out at dtwofficesupply.com. Swung and missed by Davis, and Delaney is doing some work here for this Weston Wolves team. The young man is changing speeds and moving the ball around well. Rocks back and fires this 1-1 pitch. That one is popped, fouled back, and very close to my second ever busted windshield there, as we had set in motion to move the car out of the way and did not do that. So we'll keep an eye. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one is in there for strike 3 looking, and 5 batters now Delaney has faced. He struck out 4 Warriors and hit one of them is all. That'll bring Parker Johnson. Parker will stand in there ready to go to work. And Warriors just unable to solve Cooper Delaney early on in this one, as he is just really doing some work. Delaney's first pitch now to Parker Johnson. Johnson takes that one down low. Johnson is the senior right fielder for this Grace Christian team. Here's a delivery from Delaney. That one misses low as well. 2 balls, no strikes. And again, we mentioned it, but grateful the officials just picked them up a couple of days ago, as very big umpire shortage here in the Iowa area from what we're understanding. A lot of baseball going on, but they're getting to come out and call this game today. 3 balls, no strikes to Johnson. Starts a string of 3 straight senior hitters for this Grace Christian team. Boy, Delaney wastes no time in getting there and throwing, and that one is in there taken for strike 2. Johnson doesn't like the thought of that one, but understanding that we're up there swinging the bat, here these officials have stated. That one swung on and ripped, fouling near the stands and going to be off the leg of one of the fans, and that's the only problem with that's out here, a foul ball. And Chuck, we talked about it yesterday. It'll get you. Full count to, there you go, Chuck, full count delivery. That one taken inside for ball 4 to Parker, and Parker makes his way down, and that'll bring up senior Philip Cole with 1 down. So 4 strikeouts and 2 free passes. One that hit by pitch, and Parker Johnson had the walk just now, and 2 hits for the Wolves. One of those, the big fly to center field. That one misses up high from Delaney. Delaney, good looking pitcher there, got the war paint on there, the wolf paint or whatever it is, has the in front of his eyes, and that's just that's a ball player there. That one grounded back right up the middle, potential for a double play. 6-4, not in time as Cole's racing down. So Johnson will be erased 6-4, and Philip Cole will reach on a fielder's choice, so still no hits for the Warriors. And senior Landon Ami will stand in there. Ami, the second baseman for the Warriors. Highlight of this season, pitched a great game against Country Day University Academy when he came back from injury, but then had 2 grand slams against Glenn Mora in one game on the road. So you know that he's got the power to do it. And I'm telling you, Chuck, between innings, gonna go have to move the Santa Fe out of the way, because it barely, we told you the story about having to sneak out of the driveway with that. Have to get maybe one of these fans to move that. Landon Ami puts a charge into it. Going to be out to center field where it is brought in, and that will retire the side. 1 base runner in the inning, 1 strikeout added on, and that fly out to center field ends things. Coming up for the Wolves will be Zaire, Waters, and Tolar when we come back.
The following things are just plain wrong. Pouring coffee into a light socket. Dressing a 300-pound man in a tiny pink Speedo. And hiring an unqualified employee for your business.
Express Employment Professionals in Alexandria is here to assist you in hiring that right employee or helping you find your perfect career. Apply online at expresspros.com/AlexandriaLA.
Welcome to Little Booth.
At Little Boo's Convenience Store, our friendly professional staff is here to serve all of your fuel and convenience store needs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So come check us out 24/7 on the corner of St. Clair and Highway 28 West in Boyce, Louisiana.
Back to action we go. I'm Doug Gann, bringing you 446 Sports presentation of the Alexandria Emergency Hospitals Field of Dreams game here. Grateful that they are on board. Big shout out to Mr. Tim from Sombreros, too. He's got the game on back at Sombreros watching that, and we appreciate his support. He was a sponsor of one of our earlier innings. That one is lifted down the third base line. Cole circling around, but coming up and getting it there is Luke Johnson, and that tells you about the way that the wind plays havoc on everything. It just rolls around there. Saw that on the wide shot that we had. Chuck, who is running the camera, went to move the vehicle. This top of the third is brought to you by the Vac Shack. Vac Shack is family-owned and operated Christian business since 1972. That one misses up high to Caleb Waters. Caleb Waters reached on a base on balls, was thrown out trying to steal third. Swung on and driven foul. But when you look on the Vac Shack website, it shows you their hours on there. And you can find that at vacshacksinlaw.com or reach them at 442-8227. But their hours, Monday through Saturday, they open. It says Sunday they're in church. And you just got to love that. That one driven out to right field, and that's going to be the third base hit for the Wolves in this one. Waters has reached base both times. He's got the single to right field. Davis Tolar now will stand in there. Tolar, the catcher for the Wolves, reached on the base on balls. So this top of the third brought to you by the Vac Shack. We appreciate Al and that group over there for helping bring you Grace Christian baseball. One down here, runner at first for Weston. One down, one runner at first.
And we're at the top of the third?
Yes, sir.
The first one was a ball, I believe.
Yes. Chuck a little winded out here in this. Did a great job getting over there. Snap throw back to first. Looking to get Waters. Thank you, Chuck.
Absolutely.
Chuck went and moved it. Look, I'm telling you, if I'd have had to drive the whole way home with a busted windshield.
It's worth it?
Mrs. 446, no, it's not. Mrs. 446 Sports would have got me. That one is in there for a strike. So in order to use the Santa Fe to come to town, well, yes, 30 years of doing sports, whether it's PA or radio or the internet broadcasts that we do, got my first busted windshield at an LCU game the other day. And I was fine to drive around with it because my inspection sticker wasn't run out yet. She's like, no, I'm not doing it. You can't take the car and me use yours if you don't get it fixed. So we went and did that. That one misses up high. 2 balls and a strike. And the wind seems to die down to about 25 and then gusts again after that. I'd like to say I was joking. We're not. Davis Tolar stands in there. He walked back in that first inning. Off speed, blocked up by Davis in front of him, but Waters easily going to get into second base on a wild pitch. 3-1 the count to Waters. Again, this Weston team lost their last game out 9-1 to Quitman. That was a district matchup. They finished district 3-3. That game was Thursday night, so they just made the trip up. And drawing a walk once again is Tolar. So you've got runners at first and second. Back-to-back walks or consecutive walks for Tolar, and that'll bring Drew Browning, who got things started with a hit back in that first inning. He was on ahead of Delaney when Waters got thrown out stealing. So Delaney, who homered earlier, is in there on deck. Swung on and fouled back by Browning. Browning a strikeout victim in the first. Yeah, I could only imagine having to tape up that window and coming back.
I missed who the sponsor is this inning.
Vac Shack is our sponsor for the top of the third. Again, Chuck, we told you about that good curveball, ground ball to third. Cole's going to grab it himself there, fire across the diamond to first. In time, double play. Cole continues to rack up the double plays. Good work. Score that 5U and then 5-3 on the putout. So a double play ends things there, but not before a base hit. No runs by Weston in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third. It is Weston 1, Grace Christian 0. We'll be right back.
The following things are just plain wrong. pouring coffee into a light socket, dressing a 300-pound man in a tiny pink Speedo, and hiring an unqualified employee for your business.
Express Employment Professionals in Alexandria is here to assist you in hiring that right employee or helping you find your perfect career. Apply online at expresspros.com/AlexandriaLA.
Welcome to Little Booths.
At Little Boo's Convenience Store, our friendly professional staff is here to serve all of your fuel and convenience store needs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So come check us out 24/7 on the corner of St. Clair and Highway 28 West in Boyce, Louisiana.
Back to live action we go here. Cooper Courtright due up, the 8th grader for the Warriors, in front of Carson Courtright and Luke Johnson due up. As soon as we get Coach Ladner around to first base, he looks back delaying things a little bit. Great fun that we have had today. Cooper Courtright looking for the Warriors' first base hit of the day. The 8th grader stands in there. So, Chuck, we'll have to get a shot of Mike Cook. So that one misses inside. He's got these overalls on. Remember, Mike was caught doing the cha-cha slide in the game the other night that we did. There's the other delivery, ground up near into the front yard of Ray Kinsella. Kinsella on the porch is getting that one. So first one put up by the house is done by Cooper Courtright.
There he is.
Here's the delivery. That one misses.
There's Mike on your screen there.
There you go, Mike. Yeah, he's showing all his glory in the in those Warrior overalls that he got. Check swing. That one's going to be back to Delaney, and Cooper's going to be retired for the first out of the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third brought to you by Alexandria Massage. Alexandria Massage, a proud sponsor and supporter of Grace Christian Baseball and this Alexandria Emergency Hospital Field of Dreams game. You see on the Little Boo's scoreboard, sound like a NASCAR driver with all of the sponsors, but look, it took a village to get this thing put together. Delaney now set to deliver in the bottom of the third, delivers that one. Big swing and a miss by Courtright. He was a strikeout victim back in the first. Took the Warriors now into the third inning to get through their first trip in the lineup, but not sure what we have going on there, but back to live action. Cooper Delaney set to deliver. Curveball sits up high and inside. And folks just sitting out enjoying this beautiful day in Iowa. Great contingencies here from both sides of it. That one right down the pipe to Courtright, and he is down a ball and 2 strikes.
Yes. Bottom of the third, right?
Yes, Alexandria Massage bringing you the bottom of the third. Give them a call. That one misses up high, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The home run by Cooper Delaney, the only scoring in this one, and he has held the Warriors at bay so far in this one also. That one ground foul down the third base line where Coach Brown's able to pull that up and retrieve that. Stick around for the Matthews Super Sweet Corn post-game show. That'll be coming up. We'll like to talk to both of the coaches again and get their thoughts on how the game went. What they thought about it right now is 1-0. Weston with the lead. Swung on and missed, and down on strikes goes Carson Courtright for the second time. 5 strikeouts now for Cooper Delaney, and Luke Johnson stands in there, who struck out looking back in the first. So Cooper Delaney from Weston making quick work of this Warrior roster. Delivers that one. It's swung on, popped up. Third base creeping in. Now short's got it. Playing the wind, plays that, but getting out under it for Weston is Caleb Waters, who squeezes that for the third out of the bottom of the third. That'll wrap up 3 innings of play, rolling right along through this one. We thought there would be a lot of scoring with that wind, but there has not been. But remember, that 3rd inning was brought to you by the Vac Shack and Alexandria Massage. Coming up the top of the 4th when we come back.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Richard Arsenault. What's the Neblett Beard and Arsenault difference?
The difference between getting nothing from our car accident and getting $150,000.
That's a big difference, but not surprising because insurance companies make more when they pay you less.
Our Neblett Beard and Arsenault difference? $1 million more than insurance offered.
That's the Neblett Beard and Arsenault difference. Call to see what your case is really worth. Neblett Beard and Arsenault, 561-2500.
Back to work, Cooper Delaney. Cooper Delaney is standing in there. Cooper Delaney with a home run to lead things off in the 3rd. And you never know, this a magical city and town that we're in, and the Field of Dreams is certainly that. But we told you a lot of times in our pregame about our meeting with Carl and Elaine, and they have made their way onto the Field of Dreams to come over and visit with us. That was the interview that you saw earlier in our pregame show that had those folks in there. And so just great to see Carl and Elaine. We may get Carl on here in the next inning. That chopper ground up to Cook. Cook's going to field it and fire over to first, and that will retire Delaney for the first out of the inning. Good. Great to see Carl and Elaine out here. They embody what Dyersville, Iowa is all about. It's family, it's tradition, and it's just a good place to be. And I'm telling you, the heart of that family is phenomenal. That one misses up high. They stopped by for just a moment, they said, but you just can't beat fun at the old ballpark. You never know who you're going to. I am surprised about the Detroit Tigers stuff that he has on. It doesn't look like any Cubs gear, and we understood that Elaine was a big Cubs fan, so I don't know. I got you. So in that case, and they made the trip to the Basilica. That's how we met them yesterday, because they were there attending Grandparents' Day, and so that's his son's team is the Tigers. Cook set to deliver. That one is hammered out to left field and going to be down for a base hit. So Tate Henderson, the first baseman, puts that one opposite field, and that's going to be his 2nd single. Tate Henderson 2 for 2 on the day, and that's going to bring Braden Terrio to the plate, who was out on the bunt, back to the pitcher. But, yeah, you just it's a crew that if you make it up to Dyersville, if you look around, check out Carl and Elaine Burkle. They are phenomenal. That one hammered out to left field as well, and it's going to be down. Back-to-back base hits. Thank you very much. Back-to-back base hits for this Weston team. Terrio delivers that one to left field, and you know, it's just the magic of this town, Chuck. When we invited them out, and who knew that they would come by, but stop by for just a moment.
Tremendous honor for them to, show us everything, talk to us, but then even just come out.
And then just stop by for just a quick moment. That's so phenomenal. Trouble brewing in the top of the 4th. Inside move. No, it's not going to be there. And the ball does not get anywhere. The Warriors had the old Jimmy Play working in the Weston coaches. But if you can't do the hidden ball trick in Iowa, why even bother with it? The top of the 4th brought to you by D&J Investments. They are on the Shreveport Highway in Tioga. They specialize in lease and rental homes. Check out their properties in Natchitoches as well. I noticed on their website they had some Natchitoches properties that they were doing also. So D&J Investments, they're on the Shreveport Highway, part of that D&J Tire and that group that are proud sponsors. We spoke with Pastor James Greer, and he and that family, big supporters of Grace Christian. That one hammered down the line, and foul is called, much to the chagrin of Coach Kemp, who was pointing into fair territory the entire time. But the officials from the Iowa High School Association having none of that. That one foul down the line.
Yeah, I think on that trick play they had just a few minutes ago, a few of the Warriors didn't have heads up that they were both looking out in the outfield.
Had over 500 viewers on this broadcast on Bucks. Yes, that one is lifted out to left field. Camping under it is Courtright. He's going to bring it in to retired Tate Culpepper. A lot of folks that are in viewing this one, and we're so grateful that you're there. If you're watching it on YouTube, we remind you to like and subscribe. That will bring to the plate Caden Shirley. Shirley grounded out to Canyon Wright to end the inning. That one is on the outer half of the strike. So great to see the Burkles pass by. Glad to have them here. A lot of viewers in Illinois watching this one. That's great to see. That one is hammered to third base. Cole's got it, and he's going to step on the bag to retire the side. Couple of hits, but nothing doing in the top of the fourth. We will come back in the bottom of the fourth, and it's going to be Cook, Wright, and Davis due up for the Warriors in the bottom of the fourth. A big thank you to D&J Investments for being our sponsor in the top of the fourth. We'll be back right after this.
It's the perfect time of year to grab everything you need for your big-time fishing partner. Security Sporting Goods at 2220 Memorial Drive in Alexandria has everything you can think of from Abu Garcia, Lewis Duckett, Zebco, and even Zoom. We even have in stock Old Town kayaks with models like Topwater, Sportsman, and even Vapor. No need to shop anywhere else because Security Sporting Goods has it all. Find us on Facebook, or you can contact us at 318-445-6246. Security Sporting Goods. We have everything from camo to ammo.
To live action we go. Seth Cook stands in there to face Cooper Delaney. Cooper Delaney, of course, has homered in this one. Seth would like to get that back going. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button if you would, and that notification bell, and that'll let you know when we go live once again. Now the first delivery in the bottom of the fourth. And the bottom of the fourth is brought to you by RJ's Detail. RJ's Detail, hand wash and detail located at the end of Jackson in that roundabout. Cook takes this one in there for strike one. RJ got the Louisiana Day Trips and limo bus cleaned up for us on its trip tonight. That one looked like they're calling that a foul ball off of the backside of the bat of Cook. He moved out of the way for that one, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to Cook. Again, we are in Dyersville, Iowa, at the Field of Dreams field, playing the regular season finale. Swung on and missed, and strikeout number 6 for Cooper Delaney, who has just been taking care of business up here in the fields in Iowa. Canyon Wright, a strikeout victim back in the first, stands in there ready to go. Takes that with a pretty pitch in there for strike one. He's seen one now. You see Canyon likes that big high leg kick as he uses that to time up the pitcher. And he pops this one straight up. Got to watch out for that one. That's going to come back in.
Oh, goodness.
Bangs off of the fence right there behind home plate.
It was curving right back in, Doug, too.
It was, and that's that wind that blows it back. Wright got it up in the jet stream here. Thought it was going to go a few rows back, but instead it comes right down on the field, or right on the
backside of the fence. Yeah.
Right. The 0-2 pitch misses outside, and only really one good hit out in the air, and that was by Delaney. A couple of good hard hits from this Weston team. The Warriors yet to get into the hit column today.
Little trickery there on him, threw that one a little off-speed pitch, but it dropped and hit the dirt before the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Wright. That one in there, strike 3. Struck out looking, and now Wright down on strikes for his second time. Got that looking now, and Cody Davis will stride in, also a strikeout victim on the day. And that is strikeout number 7 for Delaney through 4 innings. That one ground foul down the third baseline. And so if you are looking to get your vehicle cleaned up, we encourage you to check out RJ's Hand Wash and Detail. They're the one you see if you go down to the roundabout at the end of Jackson Street Extension. That's where you're going to find RJ's places to the right. And so very thankful for RJ's participation in today's game. That one misses low to the Warrior backstop. Swung through that one and missed as Davis met a guy at the hotel the other day who was a pastor in a town in there in Illinois, Williamsville. David Bills was his name.
Yep.
And walked in with an Iowa Hawkeyes hat. That one misses up high. And a Saints Super Bowl championship shirt. And so you might know that we struck up a pretty good conversation with him and his wife. They were down in Dyersville on vacation. Delaney set to deliver this one to Davis, and does. That one's in there for the strike right down the pipe. Struck out looking on back-to-back occasions, and now both batters are 3 in a row struck out again. So for the second time, Delaney has struck out the side. We roll quickly to the top of the 5th. We'll do that when we come back.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 in East Pineville behind Arby's.
Alexandria Emergency Hospital is here to bring quick and compassionate emergency care to Central Louisiana, offering diagnostic imaging and an on-site lab, as well as important inpatient services. Alexandria Emergency Hospital.
Back to action we go here from the cornfields of Iowa. It is the Field of Dreams game brought to you by Alexandria Emergency Hospital. You look down in the corner, you see the Little Boo's scoreboard. It is Weston 1 and Grace Christian 0. Thought there would be a lot of runs in this one as the wind is blowing solidly out to right field and out, period. But the ball just has not got up in the air. Delaney has been throwing just bullets, 7 strikeouts that he has against these Warrior hitters. And he also has the only run in the game. We'll talk about that and much more in the Matthews Super Sweet Corn post-game show brought to you by Matthews Produce. Produce season just around the corner. Go and follow Matthews Super Sweet Corn on Facebook and find out when they have all of that going on. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the post-game show. Big shout out to Stillwater's Hospice for doing that. They let you know that hospice is more than just care. It's about being family. And so big shout out to those folks at Stillwater's Hospice. They are our sponsor in the top of the 5th. Did not think we'd get through 5 innings this quickly, but we moved to the top of the 5th. Cook misses that one. Both pitchers throwing well, have not had a pitching change in the game. Pitching change is sponsored by a great friend of the program, and Chris Klossner. Chris Klossner. Swing and a miss there from Bryce Zier. He flew out in the 3rd and struck out back in the 1st. So he's 0 for 2 on the day, but it has been 4 or 5 hits that have been scattered, but a couple of walks have gotten the pitch count up on Seth Cook. The home run, though, by Delaney after he was on his second strike. Driven out to first to right in a bad spot, but he able to pick it up and controls it himself there. The kind of in between hop that it took on right, but he was able to stay down on it, block the ball up in front of him, and beat Zier hustling down to first. And that is the second unassisted put out of the day by Canyon Wright. Striding in Caleb Waters. He's got a base hit in the game. He hit the ball to right in his last at-bat, had walked, so he's been on both times. Caught stealing out in the first, and that's what led to Delaney being up to start off the next inning and promptly homered to center field. Cook throws a nice curveball in there, misses inside. Wind starting to pick up again. Swung on and missed a big hack at it by Waters as he was looking to put one down to the major league field that is down on the other side of the corn. Had a mighty cut at it, but unable to connect. Here's the delivery from Cook. Off speed, bounces in front of Davis and back to that backstop here.
And so, Doug, you can see we have flags. One in the left field wall side and one in the right field. Right field is an American flag, and one on the left field, I guess, is like maybe
is
Illinois.
The Iowa State flag.
Iowa, rather, not
They
Illinois.
don't really fly the Illinois flag here.
No, I can't
That
imagine.
one lifted out to left, going way back over the head of Courtright, and going to be a ground rule double as it rolls its way into the cornfield. So it bounced over there and got up in that wind and made its way. So that's two by the Warriors that have made it up in there. And Waters having a great day. He's now got a single, he's got a double, and he's got a base on balls.
It really is like backyard rules when you do certain things, backyard ball rules. This is pretty neat.
It is great fun out here at the Field of Dreams field where we are in Dyersville, Iowa. Bringing you this one. We can do it between innings, Chuck. That one lifted, hammered high and deep and out. See if it stays in. It does in the grass. It rolls, does not make it to the cornfield, so all the runners will keep running. Gonna be a shot at third is where it's coming up. Gonna be safe, and that is a big time triple from Davis Tolar. So a double and a triple. Consecutive at-bats, and that brings Waters around to score. Waters coming all the way around from second on that one. Had to hold up a little bit to see if the ball was going to be caught, and that will bring Drew Browning. Browning was a strikeout victim in the game, and that's going to send Coach Josh Brown out to talk to Seth Cook.
As close as we are, we could almost probably read his lips if I got it close enough on the camera.
Right. That's called getting it in there. So the officials let us know that this wind is pretty normal out here. These last 3 weeks have been something else. Thought we'd see a couple of more home runs with it getting up into the wind, the short porch and the wind. A lot of character out here. I encourage you to do that. Great video that was just sent to us from that watch party back at Deb Collins' house. And Deb, we're going to try to get that up in the post-game show just a little bit. I'm going to send that over. Great work by that group that is there. We're gonna forward that along. And watching with peanuts and popcorn and soda pops and hot dogs and having a grand old time.
Just need some apple pie now.
Just need some apple pie, that's right. Look, I'm telling you, a couple hours left, you can believe that Deb would go out there and whip that up.
No doubt.
Standing in there is Drew Browning. He is the cleanup hitter for this Wolves team. The Wolves out to a 2-0 lead in this one. You see that on the Little Boo's scoreboard. Cook bounces this out in front of him. Tolar nowhere to go. And it's been something. The Wolves have been able to put the bat on the ball, and the Warriors have not been able to solve Cooper Delaney. Cook set, delivers this one. Curveball misses down low and taken for the ball by Browning. And of course, Delaney stands on deck. He staked to a 2-0 lead in this one. Rocking back and firing is Cook. That one right down the pipe for the strike. I mean, we are as close, Chuck, as we could be unless we were in there playing this one.
Fence separates us for sure.
Cook delivers that big swing and a miss to Browning, and he's down 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Nice uniforms that the Wolves have on today, too. All white, kind of interesting with this lot of dirt around.
That one fouled off, and home plate takes that one off of his hand, and they'll come out and check on him and see how he's doing.
Yeah, that was a tough shot right off of his hand, left hand there.
That's the war wounds of being that home plate umpire. You certainly have that. Cook will do the 2-2 once again. Swing and a miss on the big curveball. And Browning down with strikes on the second time. And that'll bring up the hard-hitting Cooper Delaney, already up 2-0. He's got a home run and a double and a triple earlier in the inning by his batters, Tolar and Waters. Scored Waters. Tolar sits down at third. That one bounces up, blocked up good by Davis.
Yeah, I don't know if you could see it or not, or was looking up whenever it did when the batter swung on that and missed it. The ump, after getting hit in the hand, he pulled that hand inside across his midsection there to kind of protect it a little bit.
Just got to adjust. Cook throws that curveball in there. And we talked about it, that off-speed, slower stuff seems to have better effect in the wind today.
Yes, it does.
Cook will stand in there facing Delaney now, delivers that off speed, but Delaney sits back and waits on it, picks up his second RBI as he promptly deposits that one in to left center. Second base hit by Delaney. So he's hit a fastball out of the park, and he sat back and got an RBI single on the curveball. Now Tolar and Waters both have scored. Delaney out at first for Tate Henderson, who all he's done has had 2 base hits on the day.
And a courtesy runner coming in for him.
And we will get the name on that. Number 2 is Leighton Garrett. Leighton Garrett down to run at first base for the Wolves. And certainly love to see the coaches getting the action in. Take this opportunity to tell you that the top of the 5th was brought to you by Stillwater Hospice. Told you that a little earlier, but we appreciate Sarah Bonnet and that group at Stillwater Hospice for everything that they do, as well as all of our sponsors. Alexandria Emergency Hospital, you've seen their commercials bringing you helping be the title sponsor for this game. Our starting lineups were brought to you by Neblett Beard and Arsenault. Hope you enjoy the little difference that we made to it, standing in and ready to go. That's that off-speed delivery to Henderson. Again, Henderson with a couple of base hits on the day in his prior trips is now ahead 2-0 in the count.
Got to believe this wind is pushing that ball whenever it does that little break.
Swung on, and Henderson trying to get that up into the jet stream. These left-handed hitters see that flag blowing out. You know, you talked about the Iowa flag earlier. It is blowing left to right, but the alley in this one to get it out of here, is to right field. If you can get it up in that right field, you'll get it up on the hill. 3-0. The lead for Weston in the top of the 5th. This is officially on the docket a home game for the Warriors, but both teams have traveled some, I guess, 900 plus miles up here and will make that same trip. Well, now Weston didn't, because Weston is in northern Louisiana, so they're a little closer. Northern Louisiana to where we are, mind you, in central Louisiana. That one misses inside, and it is ball 4, and that sends Henderson down, and Josh Brown will make his way back out once again. He and Cody Davis talking a little bit, and Cody is peeling off and now coming back around. Thought that Cody might be going to, not really sure, but they're in there. Had thought about getting Coach Brown mic'd up in this one, but with the wind and everything else that was out there, it's just difficult to do that. 3-0, Weston has the lead in this one. You see it on the Little Boo's scoreboard. Little Boo's, why not stop out on Highway 28 East in Gardner? Go out there and make sure you thank all of these sponsors for bringing you Grace Christian Field of Dreams baseball. Of course, couldn't do it without Alexandria Emergency Hospital. You see all the sponsors rotating around, and that is going to close things out on Seth Cook, and it looks like he's going to swap places with the catcher Cody Davis. We'll see about that, but that will bring up a Chris Klausner pitching change. So a big shout out to Chris Klausner and appreciate his help as he is a friend of the Grace Christian program. While this is going on, we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back. After this, you're watching 446 Sports presentation. Alexandria Emergency Hospital brings you the Field of Dreams game from Dyersville, Iowa. We'll be right back after this.
Eagle Federal Credit Union, located on Camp Beauregard in Pineville, is a full-service credit union. We offer an array of products and services, including checking and savings accounts, auto financing, refinancing, mortgages, and financial literacy. And we can help you with all of your financial needs. Visit our website at eaglefederal.org, call the office at 318-641-3017, or come by our local office and meet our staff. Don't forget to ask how we can help you save up to 2% on your auto refinance.
At Hahn Roofing, we know the importance of quality customer service in addition to a job done right. That's why our team of trained professionals is here to help keep your investment secure. For almost 50 years, our standard of producing good work has never changed. From the first consultation to the final result, our customers experience our commitment to quality, and we know the importance of installing a roof that not only looks great, but stands the test of time. That's why we choose Owens Corning. Do you have roof damage? Who can you trust? Hahn Roofing, an Owens Corning Platinum contractor.
We are back to the Field of Dreams game site, movie site in Dyersville, and indeed it was. That Chris Klausner pitching change sees Cody Davis come out from behind the mound, or from behind the plate, and Seth Cook will don the catching gear and make his way out. So big thanks to Chris Klausner for sponsoring our pitching changes. And Chuck just unable to get things going there. I think it's the bats. You know, you expect the Warriors to have had a few runs in this game, but they've yet to, what I believe, and we go back and look at it, still don't believe they've got a hit in this one.
Yeah, I don't know that they actually have a hit, honestly. Maybe.
No, they don't. Seth Cook reached by a hit by pitch back in the first. Parker Johnson reached by a base on balls, and that's the only two base runners. But Delaney, Chuck, has 8 strikeouts, or I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, 8 strikeouts, and it's been in the top 5 batters. None of the bottom of the order or the lower half of the order has struck out. Those big batters for the Warriors seem like they're trying to put it up in the cornfields today.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to take much to put it into the cornfields. It's not a short distance, but you have got a lot of aided assist with this wind blowing just briskly straight out from third across second, left to right, if you will.
It is blowing dead out to right, and it is playing such havoc on our microphones and setup. Again, talking to the official, the head umpire between games. He's called 3 games this morning. He's calling this one and has a couple of more to call this afternoon. Called over 600 games last year alone because there is such a shortage. But I'm telling you, that's a lot of baseball. Everything he said, he's called everything but track and field, I think is what we had talked to him about.
Yeah, I don't know. I was a little bit working on things and wasn't sure if he said he hasn't called track and field or he does that also.
He said that's the only thing that he has not done. Wrapping up the warm-up pitches is Cody Davis. Cody Davis now on the bump for the Warriors, and that'll put Seth Cook, the sophomore, back behind the plate. That is duly getting wiped off there and set and ready to go. Cook responsible for the runners at second and third, so don't close the book on him just yet. Davis trying to come in here and erase the runners and keep this at a 3-0 lead, and that's that off-speed stuff. Big swing and a miss at it by Brandon Terrio. Terrio bunted out to Cook back in the first and now has a single. Swung on and missed, and Terrio looking to rip the cover off the baseball, but swung right through that one. These guys now in the later half are trying to really get after it. There's Cody, misses that one down low. You know, in the pregame in our Neblett Beard and Arsenault starting lineups, he said that he liked to throw runners out from behind the plate. I got to believe he equally likes to strike them out in front of the plate, so we'll see what Davis has got here. That one is grounded foul down the line towards the Iowa State flag. And here comes that wind again, so we will try to cover it up as best we can and bring that down just a little bit. If you can see, I moved some buttons around on the control board. And Chuck doesn't like that at all. He put them right back to where they were. That one, curveball misses up high. Davis wanted that one, didn't get it. 2-2 the count.
Leave the driving to Doug. I'll take care of the buttons.
Terrio. Gonna be tough on the drive tonight as we head back to Louisiana tonight. Fouled off, got off of the hands of Terrio that time. Again, stay tuned for the Produce Matthews Super Sweet Corn post-game show. We'll recap things. It's been all Weston in this one as they lead this one 3-0, and that off the shoulder of Terrio, and as Chuck had pointed out, took a tough one there, and a little bit worse than what we had thought about for the Wolves second baseman.
At first, I was afraid to call him in the face because he doesn't have that side protector on, but the way it came back, I was like, oh my gosh.
All right, 2 balls, 2 strikes. We stand in there. Davis on in relief of Cook. We play top of the 5th. And just as we talked about the 5th inning rolling along, here it has slammed shut to a halt. Davis staring back at second base. Now delivers, misses that one up high, and Cook is there to pull that one as Davis runs the count full. Trying to cover up the microphone that we have and keep the wind from coming around on it. Davis steps off and diving back in, but no one there to cover. Again, Weston 16-10 on the season, 3-3 in district play. Davis, the full count delivery, and that one is in there, strike 3 looking, and that will retire the side. So close the book now officially on Cook. He gave up 3 runs, all of them earned through 4 2/3. We will go to the bottom of the 5th, due up for the Warriors, Johnson, Cole, and Ami when we come back.
The following things are just plain wrong. Pouring coffee into a light socket. Dressing a 300-pound man in a tiny pink Speedo. And hiring an unqualified employee for your business.
Express Employment Professionals in Alexandria is here to assist you in hiring that right employee or helping you find your perfect career. Apply online at expresspros.com/AlexandriaLA.
Welcome to Little Booth.
At Little Boo's Convenience Store, our friendly professional staff is here to serve all of your fuel and convenience store needs, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So come check us out 24/7 on the corner of St. Clair and Highway 28 West in Boyce, Louisiana.
We move to the bottom of the 5th here in Dyersville, Iowa. We are joined by class of 2018 from Grace Christian, and Cameron James, part of that 2017 state championship team. The bottom of fifth brought to you by Americano Coffee. That's the little coffee trailer that you see set up in the front of Grace Christian all the time. That's BB and Kristen Lang that do that. Make their own. It's espressos, teas, lemonade, smoothies. They use natural and organic ingredients, and it's a combination of BB's
The fine
premier
folks at
culture.
BK Distributors want to thank all the...
There you go. We'll get back out of that real quick as the first one is taking a ball to Parker Johnson. But Cameron James joining us now, fresh off his play at Centenary. That one is in there for a strike. And what do you think about this one up here, Cameron?
Well, definitely the wind is playing a huge factor out here. And it's a cool experience, and definitely not what I was expecting coming out here for sure.
Delaney bounces. Let me ask you this: the top of the lineup, the top 5 hitters in the lineup have accounted for 8 strikeouts. You think they're trying to muscle up and get one in the cornfield too much, or what?
Oh, definitely. I mean, when you're playing in a game like this and an experience like this, you know, it's every kid's dream to go out there and hit a home run. And I remember playing at Minute Maid back in 2017. I mean, we all kind of had the same mindset. To go out there
Parker Johnson grounds out short to first. There you go. Yeah, that Minute Maid game in 17.
Yeah, everyone's trying to go out there and hit a home run. A couple of us got a hold of one, but field is a little bit bigger out there.
But that was Minute Maid Park, too. And that one had an inside the park home run by one of the coaches here, too. Philip Cole stands in there, reached on a fielder's choice earlier in the game. Delaney, what do you think about him? He has pitched Warriors without a hit in this one.
Man, let me put it to you like this. They are trying a little bit too hard to hit the ball hard instead of just trying to get their jobs done.
Cole squaring around a bunt, and that one actually comes in behind him, so they're pressing a little bit.
Yes, definitely. I mean, like I said earlier, the wind is playing a factor, and I'm sure the ball is changing direction as it comes in. I mean, we saw the foul ball earlier where it was out of play and it almost came back into play.
Right, ends up hitting someone that's on there too. So, but you guys got into town yesterday. We'll get back after this pitch. The delivery from Delaney pops this one up. Does Cole drifting out at second? The wind's going to play havoc on it. Coming in and the ball is down. The ball is down, so they will rule that a wind aided. That's difficult to give the first hit by the letter of the law, though. That is a base hit for Philip Cole, as I don't think anybody touched it. It just got caught up in that wind, and that wind is tough out here. You talked about, Cameron, we've seen it move around all over.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, I mean, it hasn't slowed down at all. Like, down in Louisiana, it'll have breaks.
That one is popped back out. We'll see what the wind does with this one. As it's straight back, it does bring it up a little bit. Yeah, we do get lulls, but up here, and the home plate official said the wind's been blowing for the last 3 weeks like this. But with that said, you know, the fields had water standing on it yesterday. That wind has dried these fields out, and you can't tell that it rained like it did yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we landed yesterday, and it was raining all the way from Cedar Rapids all the way here, and I didn't think the field would be ready, but coming out here today, it looks like it didn't even rain at all.
Looks like it didn't rain. Senior Landon Ami, who flew out to center field in his only at-bat of the game, stands in there. Philip Cole over at first base, game's only hit. That is ground back foul. So you wrapped up your centenary career focusing on school and work these days?
Yep, you know, I'm getting ready to graduate here in about 2 weeks. I'm looking for a job and just ready to start my adult life, put baseball behind me.
There you go. You know, that's a great thing. But I don't think you ever really – there was a balk that was called. The official called time. They're not – yeah, they called the balk prior to that. The official out in the field called the balk, and that's going to get Philip Cole down to second base. Thought that they were going to have an inning-ending throw-out or caught stealing, but the balk was caught. I think Philip saw that. The official had signaled him down to second base. So Ami with an opportunity. Ami in this season had in that Glenmora game, you remember Cameron had 2 grand slams in that one.
That's definitely a game he'll never forget for sure.
Swung on and missed. That one misses high, and that will bring Cooper Courtright. So I'm going to let you take you through this. This, of course, younger brother Cooper Courtright. You got 2 brothers that are playing on this one. And how does that make you feel? I know your mom loves it, but what are your thoughts on having the younger brothers playing?
I mean, I'm definitely a little bit jealous of him, you know, because I never got to fully play with Carson because he was 1 year too young to be playing with me. And definitely a little jealous that they're getting to play together. It's a memory and a bond that they'll always have. And I think they definitely feed off each other out there in the outfield. I see them talking all the time.
Look, the first one to come and cheer on younger brother Cooper is Carson. That one misses, or actually is in there for a strike. We saw when Cooper threw the young man out from left field, Carson was right there to come over and congratulate him, and Cooper's like, get off me.
Yep. Cooper's not one to really show emotion out there, and Carson is a little bit more like me, where
that one is ground up to shortstop. He's got it, fields it cleanly. Courtright hustling down, but not going to be there. We'll stick around and bring you back for another inning. Remember, the bottom of the fifth was brought to you by Camericano Coffee. Go by and check out the little coffee stand that is out in front of Grace Christian for just a blend that you won't soon forget. So go by there and enjoy that. We'll be back. We're going to the top of the sixth after this. We'll see if the Warriors can hang on and come back in this one right after this.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Richard Arsenault. What's the Neblett Beard and Arsenault difference?
The difference between getting nothing from our car accident and getting $150,000.
That's a big difference, but not surprising, because insurance companies make more when they pay you less.
Our Neblett Beard and Arsenault difference? $1 million more than insurance offered.
That's the Neblett Beard and Arsenault difference. Call to see what your case is really worth. Neblett Beard and Arsenault, 561-2500.
Back to work here in the top of the sixth. Top of the sixth brought to you by BJ's Country Store out in Gardner. Big thanks out to the folks at BJ's Country Store for being a sponsor of Grace Christian Baseball. You know, Cameron, between games, we're sitting in with Cameron James here with us on this inning. And the wind, you talked about it, is just, it's insane on our broadcast. But it is certainly that way on these players because it has to affect the ball that's coming in, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's almost like it's slowing it down and moving it as soon as it gets to the plate.
Well, and we talked about that. The success that Delaney has is that one misses up high to Tate Culpepper. Culpepper has a fielder's choice on the day. But you also saw that the slower pitching of Delaney was reacting more to the ball, to the wind.
Yeah, definitely. The off speed he's throwing, it's like he'll try to hit the outside corner and it'll come back in and hit exactly where it needs to be.
Davis sets to deliver this one, throws that one, and it misses up high. And the Warriors pitchers have thrown a number out of the strike zone. This is 3-0. That one misses up high, ball 4, and Culpepper on board with a walk. That'll bring Caden Shirley to the plate. Shirley, the right fielder for this Weston Wolves team. So in a game like this, as a player, you know, all of the glitz and the glamour of everything that's going on. You get in the game now, you can talk about it being fun and that it's the last regular season game, but it's important to come out and win this game.
Yes, you know, this might be the last game of the season for them, and they need to get a win and going into playoffs and have that confidence. That way they can just win out through playoffs.
And that's it. We reminded Coach Brown that the last time he went out of state and played was 17, and that was the year of the state championship. So
yeah, definitely.
That one is hammered out between the power lines and into the gap, and it is out into near the cornfield, hustling around. Not going to be an automatic double, but Caden Shirley has a stand-up double for it to lead off the top of the sixth. That'll put Culpepper, who reached on the walk, over at third, and Shirley finds himself out at second base with a stand-up double, and this Weston Wolves team looking to do a little more damage. just seems like they're laying back and hitting the ball and not trying to muscle up too much on it, just hitting the ball where it is.
Yeah, definitely on a day like today, you don't really have to do too much to get a good pop on the ball, especially with some heat coming in and the wind blowing the way it is. You just need to barrel it up, and the game will do the rest.
How much faster is the game at that next level versus here? We know you had some adjustments to make when you moved up to sitting there to play.
Oh, definitely. It was definitely a different atmosphere, but kind of the same at the same time. You know, the speed of the game moved faster, but at the end of the day, it is just baseball, and I feel like it kind of stays the same throughout every level you play in.
Just changes the speed, and those have to adjust to it at that speed. There's the delivery. So I heard you make a comment last night, and again, 3-0 count to another batter, that it was easier to hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball in college. Is that what you said?
Well, like I said last night, I kind of went back on my word a little bit. I'm saying you're taught how to hit more velocity.
That one misses. We'll get back to that. That one misses, and Bryce Zare is on for the first time today. He reaches via the base on balls, and the bases are loaded for Caleb Waters, who flat crushed a double his last time up. He's got a double and a single on the day to go along with the base on balls. That one misses up high, and you got to believe the bullpen is going to get up and get going in this one. But yeah, so we'll get back to that point after this. We'll see what Davis is able to do. Sits back and fires this one, and that one is called a strike up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the velocity part of it, you had talked about as Davis delivers this one. That one misses, speaking of velocity. So tell us that again.
So like I was saying, it's just like in high school it's more about reaction, and in college you face a little more velocity more often, and so they teach you how to be early, get the foot down early, and get the hands back. That way you can react a little bit quicker to it. And definitely, like I saw mid to upper 9s a lot in college, and it was a lot easier to hit then than it was seeing 88 in high school.
Different level of it and different look. There you have it, 3 balls and a strike from Davis, and just unable really to get things going off of that mound here in the 6th inning. That one hit a ton high in the air. Going back is on me, but that wind is going to mess him up. Going to drop for a base hit. Nobody covering second base, and station to station on that one, as that is an RBI hit sky high, and we were concerned about that. But now 4-0 following the 3rd base hit from Caleb Waters, and that will bring Davis Tolar up, who has 2 walks and a big triple his last time up at bat. 4-0 the lead for this Weston team, and you know the Warriors still have some bats left in them, but have got to get things going in the bottom of 6. Keep it right here, though. Davis throws that one in there for strike 1. And we talked to the official a little bit earlier. He's got 2 more games to go do after this one, so he's going to speed things up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Davis rocks back and delivers this one. It bounces in. And we're unable to find it, what do you tell him on the mound? I know you've dealt with pitching and you've talked to some of there. What are you trying to tell Cody here?
I mean, I definitely can feel like he's trying a little bit too hard to place the ball in the zone, and he needs to just trust his stuff and know that he's a good pitcher. He has good velocity and he has good off speed. He just needs to trust his stuff and just get up there and throw the ball.
And just different out here. You know, the whole venue is different. Nowhere to put him as the bases are loaded with Wolves. And a little bit of a bailout swing as he was chasing something there was Tolar. So he's down on strikes. And that will bring Drew Browning, strikeout victim a couple of times in this game. That one is popped and foul and driven way back. We'll see if the wind pulls it back on this side of the road that's back there. It does. So when do you guys head out, Cameron?
We're actually leaving tomorrow morning about 8:30.
Gonna hit the airport. Y'all gonna drive into Cedar Rapids and fly out? Is that what you did?
Yes. And then we'll have a connecting flight over there in Chicago.
Your mom said she's bringing all the pizza too. There's a lot of pizza left over.
Oh Lord, we've been trying to get rid of it.
That one bounces in, blocked up well by Cook.
Yeah, you think they let us take it on a plane?
I think so. Pizza, cake, and cupcakes.
Plenty of drinks.
Plenty. And Cook is going to go out and talk to Davies. You saw that messaged in from Coach Brown. 4-0 in this one. And so what did you guys get to go and see while you were here, CJ?
Well, honestly, we were really tired from all of our travels yesterday, so we kind of just got to our Airbnb, got cleaned up, showered, and ready for that little party last night. And then we woke up and went to practice this morning.
Pizza for breakfast, and there you go. Staring in now is Davis as we play in the top of the 6th. Bases loaded and quick snap throw over to third. Not in time, just trying to change things up a little bit. Saw the old play that they put in a little early. We saw that out at second base, and coaches are screaming, "Don't go." Still amazed me how many times during a season that would work.
It worked at least 5 to 6 times every season.
Easily. And yeah, that's always a lot of fun. That one misses up high. Warriors trail this one 4-0. We play in the top of the 6th. 6th inning again brought to you by BJ's Country Store. Looking for more are the Wolves. That one is fouled straight back off the face mask of the official that's here and bounds over to the right side over where Delaney is. He picks it up and throws it back in. So he's gotten hit. We were talking a little bit earlier to him. He says he calls over 600 sporting events a year between all of the different sports. The only thing he's not done is track and field. Has called 2 or 3 this morning, and we'll go call 2 more after this one this afternoon because there's such a shortage of officials in this area. He calls over 3 states.
Oh, wow. And you only have a certain amount of time you can do it with all the snow that happens up here as well.
That's correct. So you can imagine the shortage on there. Cody Davis set to go to work. Drew Browning trying to take advantage of all of the base runners that are out there for the Wolves. Davis rears back and fires. This one misses up high, and that's an RBI base on balls for Browning. And the RBI there. So what are your plans after college? What are you looking to get into, CJ?
I'm looking to get into technical recruiting out there in Dallas.
Right.
Going from Alexandria to Shreveport, both of them are middle-sized towns. Get to go into Dallas, which is a metroplex area. It's definitely going to be a change in scenery for me.
It is going to be a step up to say the least. Yeah, looking at possibly coming up a pitching change. Chris Klossner, we'll see what his thoughts are. An opportunity to go to Ami perhaps. Philip Cole has an opportunity. Philip looks like he's taken off the wristbands. So if I had to guess, I'd say Cole is going to come in to pitch here. Going to throw a little bit more off-speed type of work. If you do, you got to figure Cole has been solid for him all year when he's been able to come in and go to work. And that will do it for Cody Davis. You see Cook coming off with him. They'll send Davis back to catcher in this one. And Cook will make his way, we believe, over to third base, unless, again, they swap on me. We're going to take a break with him. It is a pitching change brought to you by a great friend of the program, and Chris Klossner. So Chris Klossner, pitching change. We'll be right back.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Richard Arsenault. What's the Neblett Beard and Arsenault difference?
The difference between getting nothing from our car accident and getting $150,000.
That's a big difference, but not surprising because insurance companies make more when they pay you less.
Our Neblett Beard and Arsenault difference? $1 million more than insurance offered.
That's the Neblett Beard and Arsenault difference. Call to see what your case is really worth. Neblett Beard and Arsenault, 561-2500.
Philip Cole stands in there ready to go, 5-0. Weston has the lead. Bases still loaded in this one, just the one out. And goodness, it's an opportunity for Weston to blow this thing open. You need something. Cole to come out, maybe throw a ground ball. He drops down, throws a little bit sidearm in there. But as a batter, Cameron, you're just saying, look, give us another shot at it. We're going to get things going, because you know this Warrior team is full of late inning comebacks.
Yes, absolutely. We've had several.
So a game like this with the wind, you're just looking to make contact, square the ball up and do something, and you think that perhaps that top of the order maybe swinging through it a little bit too hard for the Warriors?
Yeah, definitely. Just watching some of their at-bats, you know, their heads pulling, and they're not really going for the outside pitch, which, I mean, looking at the wind, this is the perfect opportunity to hit that outside pitch.
Well, we'll see. The field out in front of the house is really starting to fill up. Got another game set to play at 6 o'clock tonight. It's not going to be ours, but those folks are starting to make it out here. You see a lot of little leaguers. What does this tell you about baseball, just as a youth sport?
Well, like the movie itself said, you build it, they will come, and that's the best way to put it, is that if there's a field, there's always going to be somebody on it.
Somebody's going to come out and play, and coming to play today has been Cooper Delaney. He is the pitcher for this Weston team. Homered in the first to get the scoring going, and so he had 2 looks at it. He was up when Waters was thrown out stealing, and so had a different look at it in the bottom of the second. He was down 2 strikes, comes up in the bottom of the second with new count and homers, and now has an opportunity to bust things wide open. This is what we were talking about with Cole, that he throws a little bit differently than Davis or Cook threw. A lot more off-speed offerings. Cole delivers that one. I don't think it was getting through that wind, though, because the slower you throw it, now that wind is playing a lot more havoc on it. Philip Cole stands there ready to go. That one inside and misses 3 balls and no strikes. And Delaney got out of the way, or they call it 2 balls and a strike. Cole stands in there, delivers to Delaney. That one misses low. Now 3 balls and a strike. Delaney wanting to see one, had a big shot. The only one that's found the corn today has been that Cooper Delaney home run back in the 2nd inning. Philip Cole stands back, delivers this one, and misses, and that's an RBI, base on balls. Cooper Delaney's got his 3rd RBI of the game, and that moves this to 6-1. Tate Henderson will come up. Tate has 2 base hits and a walk on the day, so you really have, I mean, you got to go after somebody that's been getting work done. Garrett will come back in. That is Leighton Garrett running out at first base for Delaney, and standing in will be Henderson. Cole rears back, delivers this one. That is lifted foul. The wind's going to catch it from where we're at, back into fair territory. Cole's got to get it and get home, or he'll tag the runner there coming in. And the runner was backing up. Cole didn't push him down. The runner was coming in, but that's going to be a fielder's choice, and score that officially 1 unassisted on the play, as Henderson will reach on a fielder's choice. That will retire Caleb Waters, who reached on a single earlier in the inning. And the hard-hitting Brandon Terrio, he had a big base hit earlier, swings the bat very hard, struck out looking his last at-bat, and is bunted out to the pitcher back in the 1st. That one is crushed to left field. What's the wind going to do to it? It'll keep it foul. That's one of those, CJ, that was the benefit of the backside of the wind, as it held it up and kept it from going fair.
Yeah, definitely. And, the wind plays both ways.
It does. You can take a good look at the flags. The one out in right field blowing straight out, and the one left to right is blowing out in left field. So what do you do with the power lines across the middle of the field in there? What do you think of that?
Man, it's definitely the first time I've seen something like that, and I think you kind of just have to play it if it hits it.
You just got to enjoy it. That's right. Cole set to deliver this one to Terrio. That one hits Terrio, and that's going to be an RBI hit by pitch. And Tate Culpepper will stand in ready to go. Big inning for this Weston team as they now lead it 7-0. 2 outs, just trying to get out of this inning. And time is called as Cole is tying the shoe up. Disappointing afternoon for the Warrior bats so far. They've got 6 outs remaining, and that's the beauty of baseball, is that you always get your shot at it. Can't take a knee, can't run the clock out. You always have to give the other team their opportunity. Win, lose, or draw, it's a wonderful opportunity. This trip has been great. That one bounces around, rolling up, and it's tangled up now in the feet of Culpepper. Philip Cole standing now ready to deliver. Good pitch from Cole, and that swung on and missed. And that's what you talked about, changing speeds, is looked like the swing was geared up more on that fastball.
Yeah, absolutely. And he throws a little bit slower, and then it got it working.
That one is cranked out to left. We'll see if the younger brother, Cooper Courtright, can get it, and he does to wrap things up. CJ, we appreciate you joining us this inning. Congratulations on graduating and your great career there at Centenary and the time that you had at Grayson. We'll see you down the road.
Oh, absolutely. Love being here.
There you go. We will be right back after this. For the bottom of the 6th, the Warriors trail at 7-0. We'll see what they're able to do when we come back.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Richard Arsenault. What's the Neblick Beard and Arsenault difference?
The difference between getting nothing from our car accident and getting $150,000.
That's a big difference, but not surprising, because insurance companies make more when they pay you less.
Our Neblick Beard and Arsenault difference? $1 million more than insurance offered.
That's the Neblick Beard and Arsenault difference. Call to see what your case is really worth. Neblick Beard and Arsenault, 561-2500.
We are back in the bottom of the 6th. The Warriors are up.
Warriors set to go. Carson Courtright leads things off. Delaney is still in there throwing a gem. We're cleaning off some of the spammed comments off of our YouTube channel. We apologize for that, but when you got something going on that's positive, there's always going to be idiots. Warriors just needing some base runners in this one.
That's where I enter in usually, Doug.
Right. Appreciate all the folks that have joined us via YouTube. Picked up a couple of subscribers on there and a lot of new followers and friends on our Facebook and Boxcast channel. 7-0 Warriors trail to Weston in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th brought to you by Carey Family Chiropractic. Carey Family Chiropractic located there on behind Arby's in the building with BK Distributors. BK Distributors and Carey Family Chiropractic, all one family, doing great work there. And that is taken on the outside for a strike. 3 balls and a strike to Courtright. But big thanks to Carey Family Chiropractic and the work that they do supporting local high school sports. And that's going to hit Carson Courtright down to first. He reaches for the first time, and you just need base runners. Luke Johnson will stand in there and bat from the left side. again, just needs to turn on one. He has flown out to shortstop and struck out in this game, has Johnson.
Step off, push the runner back to first.
Good lead out at first by Courtright. You know, Courtright would like to steal a base here in the Field of Dreams field. Snap throw down to first. And Johnson doing what he needed to do perfectly, which was stand in the box. You don't move out of the way if you're in the box. If you move out of the way and you get hit, you're out. If you stand in there, it's interference of the catcher.
Pitch called a strike.
Again, a good lead by Courtright causes Delaney to step off. Just one base hit, if you will, and that one was hit quickly going back to first, and a good snap throw over there. Caught Courtright shuffling a little bit, so a great job by Delaney to get that ball back over there on the shuffle. Seth Cook stands on deck ready to go, but Luke Johnson, the junior, there at the plate. He hammers this one out into the outfield, going way back. And that one's up in the jet stream and gone. Deep into the cornfield for Luke Johnson. 2-run bomb.
As you see him run around the bases and through the heads of the Warriors coming in.
Luke just turned on that and hammered it to dead center field. And that's what you need. You need base runners and big hits. And that was provided a little bit of spark. And Delaney in really his first trouble, but Courtright reaches via the walk, and they throw the ball back inside, and that's good stuff to throw it back in. That's the home run ball that will come back to Luke Johnson. Coach Kemp out talking with Delaney right now. 7-2. Warriors have put together a couple of runs here in the bottom of the 6th. We know that got that crowd up and going. That is over there at the Collins home watching that, and Sombreros and Mr. Tim watching that, and all around the world, the folks that are doing. And it's even got Magic Overalls Mike Cook up and going from behind that. We saw an earlier picture of him. He stands there.
Fingers he is
ready to watch that, right? Ready to watch Seth come in and go to work. Seth Cook, who's been hit by a pitch and is struck out, and that gets a little life in that Warrior dugout, if you will. That one's taken for a strike. Delaney comes right back and fires the strike to Cook. Quickly back working. Misses that one down low, and look at how quick Delaney gets back on the mound and gets ready to go to work. Cook trying to slow things down a little bit. Misses down low, and Delaney starting to rush and throw the ball a little quicker than he had through the first 5 innings. Here's a delivery from Delaney, taken down low by Cook. And the Warriors trying to get something going. A little Dyersville magic perhaps here in the last couple of innings. Here's a delivery from Delaney, taken low for ball 4, and that's going to pit Cook on first base with a base on balls. And big time Canyon Wright stands in. He has struck out twice from, you know that he's ready to go to work. Time is called.
Yeah, Delaney was ready to go within holding his hands up, and he's like, nope, we're just going to make sure you understand. Wait for me.
He's letting him know,
right now.
Wait till I put the ball ready to play. Delaney stares over to first now into Canyon, and that one is taken for strike 1 up at the letters, and that's where Canyon's wheelhouse is up high. He likes to get the hands around on that high fastball. Here's a delivery from Delaney. That one taken up above the hands, but strike 2, 0-2 to Wright. Coach Brown going to come out just a little bit, and I think he's more telling him to watch how quick Delaney's working, that if he's not coming set, it's a balk.
Very much so.
Certainly not going to come out and argue balls and strikes in this type of game by any means. Good job coming set by Delaney that time, and Wright's in there for the strikeout, his 3rd K. Back-to-back strikes by Wright. Back-to-back strikeouts by Canyon Wright looking. And Cody Davis now will stand in there if the Warriors can get maybe another big fly here, get that lead cut down a little bit more, give them some room in the bottom of the 7th. But good to see the top of the Warrior order getting things going. Cody Davis has a couple of strikeouts. 5 strikeouts between Wright and Davis on the afternoon. Cody had one hit in that in a game that we saw earlier that the wind was blowing dead in, would have been a grand slam and tied things up in that Glenmora game. That one misses up high. Cook, the runner at first, he reads via the base on balls. He's been on a couple of times, one by hit by pitch and one the walk just recently issued. Davis hits that one up high. Will it come back in? Pushing back. Oh, and there's a collision. And the ball is caught by Delaney, but right in no man's land. Delaney comes up and gets that one. And look, very impressed by the work of that young man today, Cooper Delaney. Official checking him out, but officially that's going to be called out, a fly 1 on the play. And Parker Johnson, who was grounded out a couple of times and walked, he's grounded out to the shortstop twice and has walked back in the first inning. That one misses low. Looks like more of the strikes, Chuck, are called in the upper half of the strike zone.
I do believe you're correct there, Doug. That's exactly what it looks like.
Delaney delivers this one. That one misses up high. 2 balls, no strikes. Philip Cole waits on deck. He had a single to start things off a couple innings ago. That one down low, called for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. Johnson, the senior right fielder, takes ball 3 up high. 3 balls and a strike. That one lifted up into the infield to see if the wind can play havoc on it. It does, and it drops. And because there were 2 outs, Chuck, that's the only reason. That's the only reason that Cook is down at second base on that. Had there been 1 out or none, then you know the runners would have held. But this wind just chases that ball around. Give Parker Johnson a base hit on that. Philip Cole will stand in there. Talked to Cole and his family. They caught the Cubs game back on Thursday. They came in a day early and went to the Cubs game over in nearby Chicago. We are about 3 hours due west of Chicago.
Yes.
By a drive. We're about 25 miles from the Wisconsin border.
And if you're that far up, why not, right?
Right. Cole stands in, ready to go. Delaney peers in and gets the sign from his catcher. Now comes set, looks out at second, delivers. That one's in there, and those high strikes are going to be called a ball and a strike.
Yep. Why not stop?
Again, this bottom of the 6th inning brought to you by Carey Family Chiropractic. The Matthew Sweetcorn, Super Sweetcorn postgame show comes up at the completion of this game. Cole standing ready to go. Delaney comes set once again. Now lifts and fires. Swung on and fouled back. The ball straight back.
He's almost leaning back in the box there when he swings.
Another one out of play as it hit that fence.
Another one bites the dust.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Dyersville, Iowa is where we are on the Field of Dreams movie site. Here's a delivery from Delaney, swung on and missed, and that will do it for the Warriors in the bottom of the 6th. They picked up 2 runs on the big home run by Luke Johnson to center field. He scored Courtright out in front of him. We go to the top of the 7th. It is Weston 7, Grace Christian 2. We'll be right back.
It's the perfect time of year to grab everything you need for your big-time fishing partner. Security Sporting Goods at 2220 Memorial Drive in Alexandria has everything you can think of from Abu Garcia, Lewis Duckett, Zebco, and even Zoom. We even have in stock Old Town kayaks with models like Topwater, Sportsman, and even Vapor. No need to shop anywhere else because Security Sporting Goods has it all. Find us on Facebook or you can contact us at 318-445-6246. Security Sporting Goods. We have everything from camo to ammo.
Back to the Field of Dreams field here in Dyersville, Iowa. What a last few days it has been. Top of the 7th brought to you by BK Distributors, specializing in their vehicle wraps. Did you know that if you need your car, truck, door, field, whatever it is that you need, give them a call at 318-442-2246 and talk to Blaine. A lot of the wraps that you see around town, a lot of the vehicles, a lot of the businesses are getting wraps and that are done by BK Distributors. They do apparel, they do signs, they do everything that you need. But check out the vehicle wraps. If you're looking for the #1 form of advertising, it's BK Distributors. Swung on and missed right back to where we're at, and I had it. I was here.
Off the helmet of the catcher there. I mean, he just went right over the top of his glove and deflected and came right to you, Doug.
I was there.
I saw you put your hand up.
I was there. I had it. Caden Shirley stands in there. Big inning for the Wolves in the 6th. Warriors were able to get back a couple of them, but this lead stays at 5 and it's 7-2. Wind dying down to around 20 miles an hour now. That one misses outside. Caden Shirley has a double in the game, and he grounded out to first base back in the 3rd. This one smash foul, hits the wire, and it's played. And there is our question about what happened if a ball hits the wire. Well, it's in play, and so it probably would have been a base hit to left, but makes things interesting as it hits the lower rung of those 4 wires, those electrical wires that are out there, and you just play the ball where it lies.
Like golf.
Back to the top of the Wolves order, and Zaire stands in there. Bryce Zaire has had a pretty good day. Had the base on balls and scored a run back last inning in front of the Caleb Waters base hit. And quickly, Cody Davis going out to talk with Philip Cole. Cole, the 3rd Warrior pitcher of the day. Cooper Delaney has went the distance for the Wolves team, and he has been in command of that one. Gave up just the 2-run home run, but told Coach Kemp that he wanted to stay in there and got out of the inning and is looking to go with a complete game here. Phillip drops in, throws that one in there for a strike.
It's a pretty curve in there.
So you're at that point where you've got some crossover traffic, you got some getting in and getting ready for the next game, and folks that have been here for this one, and there are just a lot of people. This is the atmosphere that you hoped would be here. A lot of in-town people are out for this game. Anytime somebody comes in to play games here. Cole delivers this one, misses outside.
Yeah, a lot of folks came, stopped by to probably get on the field, and it's rented out right now. So.
But I mean, they were just that one bounces in the dirt and gets away from Cody Davis. That's going to be a wild pitch that hits in the dirt in front and bounces off to the side, and that will chase Culpepper over to second base. Or correction, that's Shirley over at second. Ball 4 sends Zaire down. Back-to-back walks for Zaire. He scored the last time in the last inning when he walked out in front of that big Caleb Waters RBI. And Waters stands in there. Waters has walked. He's got 2 singles and a double on today's ball game, so certainly been the star for this Weston team, along with Cooper Delaney, who has pitched to Jim and homered in the game. Cole will step off. Again, can't say enough to all of our sponsors, our inning sponsors that have gotten together. We'll go through them again in our post-game show. That one driven out to second base is going to be caught there. Ami unable to go anywhere with it, as it was just wasn't a liner, but more of a looper out to Landon Ami at second base, who brings that one in, and that will get Davis Tolar. That's the first time that Waters has been retired on the afternoon. Davis Tolar has walked twice, big 2 RBI triple, struck out his last time at bat. Tolar, the catcher for the Weston Wolves. That one inside had an opportunity to hit Tolar, but he got out of the way quickly. Cheese curds this weekend we found. We found cheese curds, and I was like, well, I don't know what those are. And the lady in the restaurant said, well, they're cheese curds. And I was like,
that's right.
Well, okay. Coming to find out, and we'll tell you about that just after this. Philip Cole delivery misses down low again, bounces back to where we're at. Unable to make a play on it as Davis, as the runners were down. That ball gets back here and sits in the dirt, not like a Grace, when it will bounce out. And those of you around the country and around the world that are watching may know this, but good old boy from Louisiana doesn't understand. But it's just fried cheese, I guess, nuggets, almost the size of a corn nugget, if you will, but not long like the mozzarella sticks. And so I asked the lady, I said, well, what kind of cheese is there in there? What kind of cheese is it? She says, well, fried. So I was like, okay, well, that's not what.
And she asked you, is it cheddar? It was like,
I don't know.
White.
But anyway, cheese curds. 3-0 the count in to Tolar. Pitch hammered down the right field line, blowing with the wind, and is going to be just outside the flag. And the wind, you can believe, pushed that one over.
Yeah, because it's pushing, instead of straight out to right, it's now pushing a little bit across.
It's
as
now,
you can see in that
if
flag.
that would have been earlier in the game, that would have been a 3-0 pitch taken opposite field for a home run, and Brown out there with the count 3-1, and he will make a change in between innings, or in between batters even. And he's more talking on me than he is Cole right now, so we're seeing what's.
Yeah, just listening, watching him over here on the side, they've been a little bit animated on a couple of times trying to get him in position, that defensive positioning.
Well, that's going to do it for Cole on the afternoon. It is a Chris Klossner pitching change. Chris Klossner, a friend of Grace Christian Sports, and we certainly appreciate his support of this Field of Dreams trip. It is a Chris Klossner pitching change. We'll take it with him and be right back right after this.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments. Real service, real people. Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Richard Arsenault. What's the Neblick Beard and Arsenault difference?
The difference between getting nothing from our car accident and getting $150,000.
That's a big difference, but not surprising, because insurance companies make more when they pay you less.
Our Neblick Beard and Arsenault difference? $1 million more than insurance offered.
That's the Neblick Beard and Arsenault difference. Call to see what your case is really worth. Neblick Beard and Arsenault, 561-2500.
Back to live action we go. This one not far from wrapping up. We remind you to check out the post-game show that will be coming up just around the corner from this one. As soon as the ball game is over, we will go back and we will recap some things. We'll talk a little bit more about our trip that was here, and then we'll wrap things up and head back to Alexandria, Louisiana, where we'll make that trip back. Over 877 viewers on board. 400 of them were new to what we do here, and
awesome.
We appreciate that. That's a great thing. 3 balls and a strike, the count to Davis Tolar, who will stand in there. Landon Ami, now the senior for the Warriors, on the hill, throws the ball 3/4, throws it over the top, and throws it down further than that sidearm. As the wind picks back up, we talked to you about it laying down just a little bit. It is certainly picking back up.
I just checked my aviation app that I have with flying drones, and it's 37-mile-an-hour gusts, but I think it's a little bit higher than that.
I believe, in fact, that it is Ami set to deliver. Throws that one up high. And it is ball 4, and that will send Tolar down to first base. 5 states have not watched our broadcast on Boxcast. New Mexico, Idaho, South Dakota, Alaska, and Vermont. If you got a friend in one of those states, send them the link to this one and let them watch a little bit more of this game. That one misses low and bounces out into what would be the dugout area.
Everybody moves
but
up
it's a dead
base
ball, and everybody is going to
advance a base.
To move up a base. Is that similar to the ball going into the dugout? So Drew Browning, a run comes in as Drew stands in there. He's got a base on balls, RBI. Comes up again with the bases loaded. Had 2 strikeouts in the game. Hammers this one foul down between the third baseman, the player at third, and Coach Kemp, who is over there. 8-2 now. Weston gets back one of the runs they gave up in the bottom of that one. That one ground over to third base also. You know, we talked to both of these coaches beforehand, Chuck, about, well, what's your approach to come in this game? And you saw that they want the kids to have fun.
Yes.
But you know, in a game like this, that you're coming in, you're certainly wanting to get that win. So both of these teams are going to be battling away. And you've got probably an inning left of it, just a few outs left, wanting to maximize everything that's going on here. That one did not want to walk, turned on an inside fastball, just trying to swing at it was Browning. And you saw him shake his head. He doesn't want to walk. He wants to get up there and hack at it.
Yep. Why not get a chance to hit at the Field of Dreams?
Ami delivers this one in his ground out to third. Bounces up, gets away from Canyon, and it goes out into right field. 1 run in, another run comes around to score. And now that is 10-2. 10-2, Weston leaves this one, and Delaney, they'll score that an error. So no RBIs on it, but that'll bring Delaney up. Delaney has 3 RBI on the day, 1 with a single, 1 with a walk, and now in the 1 in the first inning with the home run, and has went the distance, keeping this Warrior lineup in check through 6. Gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th, but had been pretty dominant from there. And Ami stepping off with tutelage there from Coach Brown to say, hey, look, you got a runner at second, step off, go back in the stretch. Ami, a little 3/4, good backhanded stab. And Cole is going to have the runner trapped out at second base. Good play. Philip Cole continues to impress over at the hot corner for the Warriors. Seems like there's been highlight reel after highlight play for Philip Cole out at third base, Chuck.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Delaney will come out for a runner, and Garrett comes back in. Leighton Garrett will come out and run for Delaney. Delaney grounds into what was going to be a fielder's choice, or what ends up being a fielder's choice, but the runner had taken off too far, and Cole was able to take care of the runner out at second base. That one misses up high from Ami. Landon Ami, the senior, missed some time. We saw one of the games he did, kind of rolled his ankle going into third base, caused him to miss a couple of weeks. Came back in fine form. Gonna need Ami's bat and his pitching as these Warriors make a run at a state title in Division 5. They'll be off for a week, and state playoff action will start the first week of May. So keep an eye out for the brackets. Brackets should be released tomorrow or Monday to see where the Warriors go in the playoffs. That one is hammered out to center field. Courtright camping out, and Courtright drops it right out of the glove there. He'll get it back inside, but that's a two-base error. As it comes out of the glove, think he had it in. So it was, yes, the wind was having, but had it in the glove and gets out of there.
Pushed over him just a little bit, it looked like, because he made a sweep with his arm trying to catch that ball, so that wind must have pushed it just a little bit more as it got close.
Braden Terrio has a base hit. He reached on a hit by pitch, his last at bat, and had an RBI with that. 10-2, Weston leads this one. Ball from Ami out of up high, thought had a chance to get out of the inning.
Would have been a nice way to exit that inning, that's for sure.
Yes. Starting to warm up nicely here in Dyersville. The wind has not let down one single bit. That one in there for a strike. Ami dropped down a little further with that one and gets the strike to come in. Again, I can't tell you enough. If you get the opportunity to come up to this area of the country, make sure that you do that. That one is lifted foul and out of play. Looked like it went behind us.
Yep.
Yeah, come up and see the museum that is going to be open. Dwyer Brown played the father of the Kevin Costner character in the movie Field of Dreams. Dwyer Brown was John Kinsella in the movie. If you remember lines, he's the one that said, "Are we in heaven?" And it was answered, "No, you're in Iowa." He also said, "Hey, you want to have a catch?" in that. So make sure that you come by and check that museum out also. Fouled back again, and that's going to find itself out on top of one of the cars.
No,
we
that's
moved
right.
mine. Thankfully moved
it. Was right next to that one.
Indeed it was. It would have still been safe, but it would have been close. And
as you wipe the sweat of
right,
off of your
look,
forehead,
I'm telling you, just replaced a windshield, not in that one, but in my other one last week, and that's no fun. That one popped foul out of play again, and one of the fans had an opportunity to make a catch and didn't do it.
Bit of a challenge even for them out here, the way that wind is pushing that ball back around.
Again, Alexandria Emergency Hospital bringing you the title coverage of our game today. The Matthews Super Sweet Corn post-game show is coming up. Big thanks to Han Roofing and Little Booze. Why not stop? You see them on the scoreboard. Strikeout looking is there, and that will do it for the Wolves in the top half of the second. But they pick up the seventh. Warriors do give up a couple of runs. They trail this one 10-2. Going into the bottom of the seventh, we will see if there's any magic left in these Warriors or in this field up here in Dyersville. And we'll do all of that when we come back.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 in East Pineville behind Arby's.
Alexandria Emergency Hospital is here to bring quick and compassionate emergency care to Central Louisiana, offering diagnostic imaging and an on-site lab, as well as important inpatient services. Alexandria Emergency Hospital.
Cooper Delaney back on the hill to try to finish things off for Weston. They lead it 10-2 in this one. And trying to get an idea on what's being talked about here by the officials. We'll see what's going on. See if we can get some indication. Bottom of the 7th brought to you by V's Nails. She's located over there on Jackson Street behind McDonald's. She does manicures, pedicures, waxes eyebrows. It's just a great, quiet atmosphere to relax and let her take care of you.
From experience?
Just wonderful people that are over there, and I invite you to go by and check them out. We'll have to see what that conversation was about. Landon Ami, the senior, leads things off. We'll see if we can get some clarification on what that was about just then, that last little talk. Not sure what that was going on. We'll let Chuck try to get some clarification on what was going on that last little conversation. Cooper Delaney stands in there. Ami fouls this one straight back to where we are. And we'll get an update here as Chuck makes his way back in. Landon Ami down a strike. Cooper Delaney again has went the entire way in this one and has homered. Good check swing by Ami. And Chuck, what do you have for us?
So what they had a pregame an agreement between coaches of how they were going to do this, and after this bat of the official game, if you will, they're going to have another inning to get some of their other players in so they can play on this field.
Very good. That's good to see. We'll cover it here for you as well. Ami takes that one down low. So, and it's great to have these kids come up here and get an opportunity for these younger guys to experience this as well. Ami pounds that one to third base. He's hustling down the line. Throw is high. Not going to be there. Pulled him up and off the bag. Just a routine play over at third base for Culpepper, but he throws it up high. A good job by the first baseman the first baseman Browning to go up the ladder and try to get it. But Ami hustling down the line gets there, and that'll bring Cooper Courtright to bat for his second time today. So Ami down at first on the error, and Courtright sends that one down the line. You got to run that one out with the wind blowing like it is. Courtright turns on that fastball. So the understanding is that there will be one more inning after this. The game will be decided after this at bat, win, lose, or draw, and then they'll play one more to get some of the younger guys in there. And we will cover that, of course, for you and keep those memories for those young men. Courtright chases a high one up above the helmet, swing and a miss on that.
I believe that brings the count to 0-2.
Snap throw down to first and trying to get Ami, not in time. So you'll get free baseball out of the deal. Here's a delivery. Courtright pushes that one back foul, and the little black traverse, I guess it's back there, is the one that is in the danger zone.
We'll call that one the probably after this game may look like it's been through a hailstorm.
Right. Not uncommon up here in Iowa. Here's the delivery. Misses up high.
2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Courtright. Ami reached on the error to lead things off in the bottom of the 7th. 10-2. Weston leads now, ball 3 low. You'd like to see Cooper get on base and flip this lineup over again, and you just never know when it comes to the great game of baseball what can happen. Delaney delivers this one high, but driven foul by Courtright as he pushes that one. And our Facebook comments, I scrolled through. We got some Wolves fans on there and some Warriors fans. Big shout out to all of you that are watching, and continue to give the shout outs to those players in the comments. That one misses down low, and Courtright will get down. So he battles back from 0-2. to reach on a base on balls, and you see Coach Kemp coming out and think that that's going to do it for Cooper Delaney, and what an outstanding afternoon if it is done for Delaney, and Kemp does get the ball. And gonna give that Delaney a round of applause there as he comes off to a tremendous ovation, and he's shaking his head. He really wanted to finish things off. We'll get a number on the player coming in. Looks like it's 25. The right fielder. That's 99, Caden Shirley.
What a number.
That comes in to do that. And so Warriors have runners at first and second. It was an error that allowed Landon Ahmed to reach. And then now it is the bases loaded walk. Shirley coming in and showing that he's got a little bit of pep in that fastball of his.
Right fielder, you would expect to have some strength in that arm to fling it. And this is a pitching change, Doug?
Yes, it is. A Chris Klossner pitching change. We certainly appreciate Chris Klossner, who is a friend of the Grace Christian program, for stepping up and sponsoring our pitching changes. This pitching change brought to you by Chris Klossner. We're going to leave it here, Chuck, and just kind of to get through. So the way the trip started, we left early Thursday morning, went up to Little Rock, on in to St. Louis. Had some ribs right before we got into St. Louis, and you know, I think Louisiana ribs are a little. I'm more partial to Louisiana ribs than I think I was to St. Louis ribs.
Those DG
I believe
smoked
so.
Ones are, huh?
But you had to get over there. Look, and this comes from a new Traeger pellet grill owner, and so you know it's. Get a little more zest in them, I think, that we run. The further up north we got, the less seasoning that things got. And yes. Blue is agreeing with everything that we've got. I wonder if you've been down to Louisiana. He hasn't made it down to the Bayou State ever before, so we give you a big welcome and an invite to come on down there without a doubt. But the food was really good. It was different as we've made it. But I will tell you, when you ask them for Tony's up there in an Iowa restaurant, they're like, who?
Well, if you're at a pizza joint, it might pull the cook out from the back.
Right. So there you have it. So made it in there, stayed at a great little hotel here in Dyersville. Visited the Basilica, the St. Francis Xavier Basilica. Got to meet Dwyer Brown. Dwyer played the father, John Kinsella, in the movie Field of Dreams, and is making a museum here. Of course, met the Burkles, Carl and Elaine, wonderful people. And after this game, we'll wrap it up and head back to Louisiana and store this one away for the memories without a doubt. Caden Shirley stands in, ready to deliver to Courtright. Bottom of the seventh, nobody out, and throws the first one in there for strike one. Our regular sponsors along the way, we couldn't do it without those guys. You see them. Express Employment, Rapides Physical Therapy is in there. Security Sporting Goods along the way. These guys that continue to do it. BK Distributors. Squaring around to bunt is Courtright, trying to get things going. A chip and a chair, you've heard us say it before.
Yes.
It's a poker term. If you've got an opportunity, you've got an out left in baseball, you've got a chance to do it. And all of the sponsors that you see rotating along that got on board for this one, and the fans that we've talked to from both sides of it, just very grateful that they were able to watch this, and we're grateful for them. There's no doubt that's why we do it.
Fouled that one back into the backstop.
Courtright did, looking to try to lay a bunt down maybe to the third baseline and catch the pitcher Shirley, who pitches from the left side, falling off the other way. But take this opportunity to explain to you, our name, 446 Sports, comes from Ephesians 4, verses 4 through 6. It says that we all have one calling. And it's not to be broadcasters or umpires or baseball players, but it's salvation under God. And that's what our main goal is in our ministry, is that if we can help somebody else experience the love of God, then we're going to do it. There's the delivery. Stayed back on it, did Courtright. Quick flick, bobbled around. And going to reach on a fielder's choice is Courtright, and that'll bring Luke Johnson. He'll turn around and bat from the right side. So he homered from the left side a little bit earlier to give the Warriors their 2 runs of the day. What's the chance, Chuck, that he turns around from the right side and hammers one out from this side?
Why not? Stop, right?
The wind is blowing out to right. He can inside out one as much as anybody can.
Absolutely. Might as well push it over to that right-hand side.
You got to get up that hill, though, that's there.
That's the right baseman's got to run up that hill.
That one is pushed it to the right. The wind's going to push and carry it back. Nobody going to be able to get to that. First baseman gives chase and unable to get there. But, again, if you get the opportunity, and look, I'm going to tell you, Iowa was never on my mind of places to come and visit. But I'm telling you, the people that are here are extremely friendly. The fuel prices are in order. Don't drive and get fuel in Illinois, whatever you do. It's $4.46, which we appreciated that. But we didn't need them to say hello to us in that fashion.
No.
But the highest gas tax that we saw. So fill up in Iowa or fill up when you get down again to Missouri. But don't do it in Illinois, by golly. Shirley set to deliver to Johnson. He stands back, stepping up in the box just a little bit. Runner off and going from first. Courtright will go down to second without a throw. Now runners at second and third. One out in this one. Johnson's already homered today. Here's the delivery from Shirley. Johnson hammers that one up. Shortstop's got it. Looks the runner back. Fires over to first in time. An RBI for Luke Johnson as he sends Ami around to home. And the Warriors down to their final out. Seth Cook will walk in. Seth Cook, the pitcher of record. He stands to be the losing pitcher in this one if the Warriors cannot mount a comeback. Here's the delivery from Shirley. That one bounces around, rolls behind the catcher, but Courtright not going anywhere. Runner at second, Carson Courtright, the only one that's on there. And the Warriors trail this one 10-3 down to their final out. Again, they'll play an extra inning in this one to get some of the younger guys on the Field of Dreams field. Cook with a big swing and a miss.
1-1.
Again, wrapping things up from Dyersville. That one is up high. So the post-game show, the Matthews Super Sweet Corn post-game show will be delayed just a little bit as they'll play one more full inning of this one, and you'll see a lot of the younger guys get in there, and we'll try to announce as many of them as that we see. That one is lifted to first base, down the line, going back, giving chase, and that's going to retire the side, and that will be the ball game as Shirley comes on to close things out in relief of Cooper Delaney, who had himself a game. They'll play, I guess your younger guys. Chuck will get out there and we'll do our best to identify some of the younger players that are making it out. Not as many of them on that team.
So this is going to have to be an umpireless game. So it's going to be coaches umpired, I believe.
Well, they've got the field rented from 2 to 6. So we'll see. Not sure how long they'll go on and play on this one, but we definitely know that they're going to play one inning in it, and Chuck will start to try to get.
No, it looks like the umpires are staying around. That's good.
Try to go back to one of my earlier rosters that we have so we can get, definitely want to call out some of these younger players. May have to check
I'm going to take a quick break with you, Doug.
Yeah, do that, and we'll try to get a lineup card. Let's do that. We'll be right back right after this. Weston wins this one 10-3, but we're going to play an extra inning to get some of the younger guys. We'll be right back after this.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 in East Pineville behind Arby's.
Eagle Federal Credit Union, located on Kent Beauregard in Pineville, is a full-service credit union. We offer an array of products and services, including checking and savings accounts, auto financing, refinancing, mortgages, and financial literacy. And we can help you with all of your financial needs. Visit our website at eaglefederal.org, call the office at 318-641-3017, or come by our local office and meet our staff. Don't forget to ask how we can help you save up to 2% on your auto refinance.
It's the perfect time of year to grab everything you need for your big-time fishing partner. Security Sporting Goods at 2220 Memorial Drive in Alexandria has everything you can think of from Abu Garcia, Lewis Duckett, Zebco, and even Zoom. We even have in stock Old Town kayaks with models like Topwater, Sportsman, and even Vapor. No need to shop anywhere else because Security Sporting Goods has it all. Find us on Facebook or you can contact us at 318-445-6246. Security Sporting Goods. We have everything from camo to ammo.
The following things are just plain wrong. Pouring coffee into a light socket. Dressing a 300-pound man in a tiny pink Speedo. And hiring an unqualified employee for your business.
Express Employment Professionals in Alexandria is here to assist you in hiring that right employee or helping you find your perfect career. Apply online at expresspros.com/AlexandriaLA.
In Central Louisiana, you might see me at the ballparks or soccer fields, or we might cross paths at the grocery store. I'm your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, your local expert when it comes to protecting what you love and depend on. I'm Jason Hawk. Learn more about how Farm Bureau Insurance can save you time and money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK and let me help you protect your biggest investments.
A little bit of free baseball for you here, getting some of the younger guys in, going to lead things off for the Wolves in this extra frame, Leighton Garrett. Some defensive changes. For the Warriors. In right field is Wesley Kurtz. At third base is Braden Greer. Greer is wearing number 3 right now. Micah Palmer will be in left field, number 13. Adrian Vernon takes the mound for the Warriors. Hayden Gainey is in center field. Maddox McLeod out at second base. And you see a few of the starters still scattered in there. First one from Vernon missed up high.
Should I reset the score and everything, Doug, or just not worry about it?
Just, zero it out.
All right.
And this is what this field is about, getting these younger players a chance to get out there. Certainly appreciative of the umpires to stick around for this final frame. And all of you that are out there watching, glad that you stuck around. Stay tuned for the Matthews Super Sweet Corn post-game show. That one misses down low from Vernon. And folks making the long trip certainly just want to maximize the time that they're out here and on the field. That one swung on and missed from Leighton Garrett. Garrett, we saw in that first game come on and run for Cooper Delaney when he was in there. Swung on and fouled back. So Cody Davis is still in there at catcher. Kenyon Wright in there at first base, and we think that's and Luke Johnson is over at shortstop. So you've got a kind of a triangle of senior players that are in there. And that one is hammered out to left field from Garrett. That's going to roll around and get in for a double as Garrett. You knew that he would have the wheels because he came in to run, but just went up and hammered that one. And going back, Blaine Graham will now stand in there, and we might would have got run out of the missed first base. It was the call on there, but Blaine Graham stands in there ready to go to work, and the wind has really intensified out here in the last couple of minutes. Perry throws this one in there for the strike.
That was a pretty pitch.
Got to get back up here to see the corn actually up. We had a couple of old corn that did not make, corn on the cob that did not make. That one is driven out to center field way back, and it is caught. Great job, and they're going to go back and appeal things at second base, running up to tag second that he had left too early, and he's out, and that's a double play. A tremendous job out in center field.
Hold the ball, touch the guy if he steps off.
Hayden Gainey going up and making that one, and they're calling everybody out. Everybody's out. The ball was caught by Hayden Gainey out in center field.
Wow.
Leaving ahead of time was Leighton Garrett, and he's going to be out as well. And the official was staring at the bag the entire time, and that lets you know that that was going to be there. Cole Tolar will stand in there to bat now for the Weston Wolves. Great job in center field, Hayden Gainey. Perry bounces that one up. Adrian Vernon.
Blew behind the plate, doing everything he can to protect over that one.
Adrian Vernon, the recipient of that big-time play by Gainey in the double play. That one is in there for the strike as Tolar takes it. So only 5 or 6 subs for either side in this one today. Kind of a gentleman's agreement beforehand to let everybody get in there and play this one. That one misses down low. Standing on deck is Sawyer Watkins. Watkins stands waiting to hit for the Wolves. That one hits Tolar in the back. He's hit by a pitch. Just proud I didn't call them the Wolves at all today.
Ah,
the
yes.
Wolves.
Wolves. Woof, woof.
Sawyer Watkins stands in there ready to go.
The Teen Wolves, right?
Right. So this top of the 8th brought to you by Louisiana Day Trips and Tours. If you're looking for a van or some sort of luxury transportation, give the folks at Louisiana Day Trips and Tours a call. Bottom of the 8th will be brought to you by 446Sports.
Yes, indeed.
This one misses, hits the plate, and bounces away from Vernon. Again, what a big play out in center field, fighting that wind by Hayden Gainey.
Yep, caught the ball and got the runner.
That one swung on. Second base is there. Coming up and dropped it. That's going to make a play out at second base. The ball was dropped there by Maddox McLeod. And now you will see the Warriors, who they send to the plate for what we believe will be the final at-bat of this. And what a great moment for Adrian Vernon to come out, the young man, and pitch on this Field of Dreams field, and these younger players to get out there and go to work.
Doug, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've had to weight down our follow cam because the wind is blowing.
I do see that you have it anchored. I do see that.
Yes, that wind is blowing. It was pushing that tripod over.
Everything is getting pushed over as the wind has really
now off goes
picked
the hat.
up. That's the hat of Braden Greer that is down to first base line.
standing up, it's pushing me forward a little bit.
Indeed, it is doing that. I believe the wind has really has intensified a little bit more.
This is what you call camping weather wind, right?
Camping weather. I hate to do this. I have not encouraged him at all, but what do you mean camping weather wind?
It's intense.
See, that's why we don't let these jokes come out until extra innings on there. Jacob. You'll see these Warriors now come up to bat. What a play by Hayden Gainey out in center field to go out and get that one. We'll see who the Warriors will send to the plate. So from my understanding, they're only going to do the one inning. There won't be a couple of them, or they're not sure how long they're going to continue to get the players out. Still have a couple of guys that have not batted for Weston, and just unsure of what they're doing.
The weather's definitely turned out beautiful for today. With the exception of the wind blowing so strong, just the cloud coverage is really, the sun is out now. Really made it a nice weathery day.
Tate Culpepper played shortstop, played third base for the Wolves. Will make his way to the mound for Weston in this extra time that we have. Tate Culpepper started at third base for the Wolves, and don't have all of the players that are out here. Braden Greer is going to lead off for the Warriors. Braden Greer will stand in there. Again, big thanks to all of our sponsors. Of course, you know that Greer name. D&J Tire and D&J Investments were a big part of bringing this broadcast to you, and Greer part of that family. Good to talk to his grandpa, James, a little bit earlier. That one is in there for a strike. They came up a little bit earlier, did some fishing on Lake Michigan, stayed right on Lake Michigan, right outside of Chicago, went to the Cubs game, so a lot of people doing a lot of things up here. That one misses low, and Greer is hit on the feet. Bless you, will make his way down, and Hayden Gainey, who had that big play out in center field, will stand in there ready to hit for the Warriors.
As you see these dads, grandpas and whatnot getting their
getting them phones out.
Getting them shots.
It will be up forever on our YouTube channel, so you can go back there and check that out. But everybody, when they come up here, yeah, they want to have a catch. That was the phrase at the end of it, from Jack Kinsella to his son Ray Kinsella, from Dwyer Brown to Kevin Costner in the end of that movie. And just a great time and a great place. Off and running. Thrown down, not going to be there. Greer with the stolen base. Good shot at it. Cole Toller, who has moved in to catch. We saw him bat. He was hit by a pitch in the top half of this extra inning. Snap throw back into second. Not in time. The only thing we really missed out here was the play out at second base working for the Warriors. They tried it, but unable to get that going. That one is lifted foul over to the fans, and you see the game of duck and cover running out into the stands, but I don't.
Yep.
Going out in the stands and making that catch, and it counts. So a lot of foul territory here, as you can go anywhere you want to with it, and that'll bring Adrian Vernon, who threw the top half of the inning for the Warriors. He stands in ready to go, and that one is in there for a strike.
It'd be like reaching over the fence to catch that one.
Well, yeah, but running up into the dugout or on top of it, more importantly.
This is true.
Yeah, Vernon delivers that one to right field, and that's a base hit. Coming around Greer, he's looking to score. Got to have a play at the plate. Greer slides in safely. And an RBI base hit for Adrian Vernon. Standing in there, getting ready to go. Vernon over at first base. He had the RBI single. Easton Marlar will stand in there ready to go. Marlar stands in from the right side, and Coach Brown getting a courtesy runner out there is going to be Hayden Gainey. Hayden Gainey will be the courtesy runner for the pitcher, Adrian Vernon. So Marlar stands in there ready to go. His older brother on the coaching staff here as well, one of the assistants, Bryce Marlar. Great Grace family there, the Marlars are indeed. On to run again, we said Hayden Gainey. Tremendous play out at center field. That one in there for a strike. Good work from Culpepper. And standing in now is Micah Palmer. Palmer lets this one bounce back, and it's spinning around right in front of us. No throw. Wind has certainly picked up a good bit here. As I survey around and look outside here, you're on the house where you just would have imagined Ray Kinsella telling his wife that he wanted to build the field out here. The porch that he might have sat on when he watched the White Sox players come out. The cornfield that will be there in the fall that he may have walked out in and then
plowed through.
Indeed. As he was getting everything ready to go. That one taken in there for a strike.
As you think about all this, used to be the cornfield before he'd made that decision.
Looking at where James Earl Jones told you that the one constant was baseball. Through all of this, the one constant, it brings fathers and sons, it brings brothers, it brings everyone together. If there's any question why this is our national pastime, you need to come spend a little bit of time out here at the Field of Dreams field, and that one's going to bounce around, and that will get Gainey down to third. He's going to come up, and there'll be another play at the plate. Coming in to score, there is Gainey. Hayden Gainey makes his way around, and it smiles all around. Look, I'm going to tell you, the score has nothing to do with anything. It's just smiles all around.
And you know, these bleachers here that people can sit in here, those are also the same bleachers where they sat and they talked and they looked out, and you know, his brother came up and argued with him about not being able to afford it, and looking around. You sit here and you watch nothing, and actually there were players there, and until he got that belief of what was going on.
33 years ago yesterday, the theatrical, easy for me to say, the theatrical release of Field of Dreams, and so 33 years ago yesterday, 1989 was when that was. It makes the day yesterday even a little bit more special that we were able to meet up with Dwyer Brown and speak with him. And he was the dad. He was John Kinsella in the movie. He was the one that had the great line, "Do you want to have a catch?" And was able to get him. He signed a picture for us, and he's got a book out. It's called If You Build It. And so I encourage you to go out and read that. We'll get a copy of that ourselves and read it. But just great visiting with everyone. The Burkles, Carl and Elaine that we met, they own a amazing spread here called the Ponderosa. And look, just gracious people. Invited us next time that we come up to make sure that we go out and stay with them and see those guys. Cooper Courtright will take the mound for the Warriors in this one. Going out to first base or shortstop, or correction, going out to center field is going to be Wesley Kurtz, and that's going to bring Hayden Gainey in to shortstop as Luke Johnson comes off of the field. We're off and ready to go, and believe that this will wrap things up after this. This is Colton Blundell. Colton Blundell stands in there, ready to go to ready to have his at bat, and the wind continues to whip a little bit more out here.
A few barred jerseys out here, too, it looks like.
Canyon Wright going out behind the plate to catch, so not sure who has moved over to first. No, there we go. That's Adrian Vernon, who pitched the first inning for the Warriors. He will move out to first. Out at second base, Maddox McLeod is there. Greer over at third base and ready for Cooper Courtright to deliver the first one, and that's in there for a strike. You can believe the strike zone will be expanded in this one, my friend.
And Cooper being the younger brother, right?
Yes.
So we would call him Mini Cooper?
We would not ever do that.
No, never.
We would
never.
not do that.
Thanks for making sure that I would never
Positive,
do that.
100%. We're not going to do that. Swing and a miss there, swung on by Blundell. And again, go out there and Google the Ghost players from Dyersville. We'll post a video of that one. Is ground out to second base. Going to be caught over there on in time. Maddox McLeod making the throw over to Vernon for the putout. But go and Google that and learn a little bit more about those guys. 33 years they've been doing that. And watch for our interview that will get posted sometime when we get back. Jacob Gill stands in there ready to go to work for this Weston team. Cooper Courtright induced the ground out 4-3 from McLeod to Vernon. And that's going to bring Jacob Gill standing in there, knocking around a little bit of dirt, tapping the plate, and he's ready to go. Courtright delivers this one, swung on and smashed foul down the line. Good cheer from his teammates up there.
Down that third base line, just outside.
Just a bit outside?
Just a bit outside.
Thank you. We learned that baseball is it brings families together. It adds to, it certainly, there is no love lost. Lines are drawn between your baseball teams up here. Courtright delivers this. We asked the Burkles if they were White Sox or Yankees fans and did not say a word, smirked, found out they were in fact Cubs fans, as is the bulk of this Dyersville town. That one is in there for the strike from Courtright. So keep an eye out for our next broadcast. If you follow along with our 446 Sports Facebook, you'll know when we go live. That one off of the elbow of Jacob Gill, and he is down to first, and that's going to bring Leighton Garrett back up.
And thank you for following along and whatnot, sticking around with us and give us some likes and shares. And
a lot of new subscribers to our YouTube channel. A lot of folks there. Had over 800, close to 900 views watch this game today. Certainly our most since we have added Boxcast along. We will add in the YouTube viewers and the Facebook watcher later. Garrett smashes that one out to left. That'll bring runners to first and second. Gill gets down to second. He reached on the hit by pitch, and Leighton Garrett with a smash. And Blaine Graham will stand in. Got to visit the local BP before we get out of here and fuel back up with gas.
Well, Doug, I just do have one question, though. Are we considered road warriors at this point in time?
I'll let that one go. You got to believe that. Yeah. Look, and you folks that are new to this broadcast on there don't know the restraint that Chuck has had. That one gets down, goes by Greer, and gets into the outfield. And they'll bring that back up. And Chuck, what is it called when they just go base to base to base?
Station to station.
There you have it. There you have it. He learned a little bit this year from us. Been a great season. We've seen close to 10 to 12,000 people have joined along on our Boxcast broadcast. 45 states and over 15 countries have tuned in to watch, and it's a blessing every time that just one of you take the opportunity to watch something that we do.
Just us little old country folks.
There's the high inside when Tolar was hit with the last pitch. So Spotify, we listened to an entire playlist the whole time we were coming up here. It was classic country.
And never duplicated a song.
Not once. We have classic rock one that we're going to listen to going back home because we think that we'll need to stay up a little while longer. Chuck, you may have to drive longer than the hour that you drove coming up here.
You think?
We're going to drive as deep into the night as we can, heading back to Louisiana in the morning. That one misses as well, and Tolar looking for the RBI here.
He'll get one if he walks. Of sorts.
Here's a delivery from Courtright. That one outside, and it's going to be an RBI from Tolar. Although he's getting a lot of grief from not swinging at Jucka.
So it's also kind of like Moonlight Graham. Speaking of the movie,
yes.
wanted to have that one bat, and he got a chance to come back. And so some of these kids, that's kind of like the Moonlight Graham extra innings here, if you will.
Yes, in fact it is. Very good and a useful addition to the broadcast there. Chuck, way to go.
It's a rarity. I pull one out every once in a while.
RBI base hit, and that were our walk, and that brings Sawyer Watkins to the plate now.
I think that's a 2-0 now.
Courtright with the delivery, swung on, and bases are loaded, so no throw needs to be made. Now they're going to get another out of the deal. Out at third base.
That's a 3-outer.
Because the runners didn't have to go on the drop third strike. There was not a force in. Did not have to run because the bases were loaded. And coming off of there was Garrett, and that was forced. So double plays in each of the innings for the Warriors.
Nice.
And
younger squad making those double plays like they did the other day out there.
We expect the Warriors will come up and bat one more time. Starting to watch those clouds roll in, though. So if you see the broadcast tighten down a little bit, we may have to break things down if that weather starts to make. Thankfully, it's blowing a little bit the other way, but rain is not a friend of the broadcast. Colton Blundell will find his way to the mound in what we believe should wrap things up in this ball game this afternoon. We'll keep an eye on who is coming to the plate, but that breeze that's coming in starting to cool things off again as well. And that you see
rain was that
in the outfield on your screen, you're starting to see those dark clouds that make their way in.
That is down the left field line right there. So you see this small fence, temporary fence they've fashioned here to at least protect the players.
Yeah, the fans are on their own, but the players have been protected in this.
I mean, why do you come to a ball game if you're not going to watch it? You know?
You see the Warriors that are standing there. You know they had a great time. They lost this one 10-3. This is just getting the younger guys an opportunity to get some time. Maddox McLeod looks like he will lead things off. But you feel there, you see the flag of the state of Iowa that is blowing. And you see it had not been blowing that strongly throughout the game. It's the American flag out in right field that was doing most of the straight out blowing, and it continues to do that here today. Still going to have the Matthews Super Sweet Corn post-game show. It's going to be an abbreviated one because this one went into these extra couple of innings, but still going to have an opportunity to wrap things up. But we invite you to go by and follow Matthew's Super Sweet Corn on Facebook. The produce that is there, it's fresh and it's homemade grown and it's local, and so I invite you to go check that out. McLeod takes the first one down low. That one misses, and the only good thing about it is the wind is going to blow any of these dark clouds really out of here. Just don't want to drive through any of that rain heading home. Still have an opportunity to duck over into Wisconsin, really, just no more than just to say we're in there. We go over to Dubuque, Iowa, is where we go down south again. And everything looks pretty clear.
For the immediate.
For the immediate. We may drive down through a little bit. That one is in there for a strike. So we'll leave east and head east from here. over towards the border and get quickly up into Wisconsin. Probably going to turn around and just come back out of there.
Yeah.
But just never been to Wisconsin, but we'll cross that one off. Had cheese curds, but I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. And that one struck out looking is McLeod. So Maddox down on strikes. And that will bring Wesley Kurtz in. Swung on and missed from Kurtz. That one there for a strike as well.
Yeah, got a little patch of rain coming to us. It'll probably be here right around 6 o'clock, it looks like.
Well, we'll not be in Iowa by 6 o'clock. I can just about assure you. I don't know, it's 5 o'clock, we might. And that one is on there, strike three. The hat blows off, and down it goes. So Ethan Nugent will stand in. We expect this to be the final additional inning on here, and it's one of those where now you're just out playing a little pickup baseball, Chuck.
Absolutely.
But one thing we're going to have to do is pick up the gear rather quickly as, again, that rain starts to think it's going to make its way in here.
Yeah, I think I'll start wrapping up if you'll and get your car over here close.
Right, yeah, we'll do that.
Have that post-game show right after this, huh?
Yes, we'll go to the Matthews Super Sweet Corn post-game show. Swung on and missed there from Nugent. This one misses up high.
Got a nice drop on that ball, a little movement.
You know, the scores don't matter, times don't matter, nothing matters. But seeing your son bat,
yes, indeed,
in a game or pitch or field or whatever on this majestic, and the kids hopefully one day may be able to settle in what they're doing today. But I don't know if a lot of them, and that's going to get Nugent down to first base on a walk.
Gotta love it. This is Greer.
Greer will stand in there ready to go. Get one up into the wind and let it fly. Swung on and missed. Was
big hack.
Big hack at that one. That one misses. Going to get back to the backstop and not off and running there. Greer up for the second time in the extra frames.
Go, there he goes.
That'll get up into those guys that are sitting around over there, just hanging out. Kind of feigned the throw over to first and then threw it away after that. Nugent finds his way down to second base.
A great learning experience for several out here, I'll tell you.
Swung on and fouled back over near the porta-john that is out here. No, well, I was going to say no public restrooms, but they're all public. No indoor restrooms.
Yeah. Well, they're indoor. Just not conventional plumbing.
That one misses up high.
2-2.
Greer takes that one outside too. Runner down at second base is Nugent. Greer stands in there. Decent inning by Watkins out on the hill for Weston. Here's a delivery. Swung on and missed, and that will retire the side. And that's going to be the ball game. That will wrap things up here, we think.
Yeah, looks like that's what he's waving out here.
that's going to line things up, and we'll follow that. We'll switch over to the Matthews Super Sweet Corn post-game show. That's going to give us an opportunity to wrap some things up here that we are doing. We'll try to, don't know if we'll be able to talk to Coach Brown again after this one and get his thoughts on this, but just want to take an opportunity. Alexandria Emergency Hospital was our title sponsor in this one and could not do anything that we did without our great sponsors. And I'm going to open up this book, much to my troubling ways here, and do that. But we are thankful that Matthews Super Sweet Corn has sponsored our post-game show. Again, following this one, the Warriors lose this one 10-3 in the ball game in regulation. The extra couple of innings were to get some of the younger players that were out there. Again, Alexandria Emergency Hospital was our title sponsor. The pregame show was brought to you by Hahn Roofing. Neblett Beard and Arsenault brought you the starting lineups in today's game. Of course, you saw Little Boo's Why Not Stop throughout today's game as our scoreboard sponsor. Chris Klossner was the sponsor of our pitching changes, and our post game is brought to you by Matthews Super Sweet Corn. D&J Tire was on board. The friends and family of Grace Christian, Deb and Jim Collins, big thank you to those guys for what we do. The reason they do this are all the families that couldn't attend this one. Sombrero's Mexican Kitchen and Cantina. They've got the daily lunch specials. Mr. Tim, big thanks to you, sir. D&T Wholesale, Central Louisiana's premier supplier of office furniture and office supplies. The Vac Shack, they are family owned and operated, Christian business since 1972. If you don't believe that, go to their website and check it out. It's vacshacksinlaw.com. And their hours are Monday through Saturday. Sunday they don't so closed. They show that they are in church. Alexandria Massage, a sponsor of it. D&J Investments. Of course, D&J Investments and D&J Tire, proud sponsors of the broadcast today. Thanks to the Greer family for all that they do for us. RJ's Detail. He is in the roundabout off at the end of Jackson Street Extension. Camericano Coffee. That's the little coffee house or trailer that you see out in front of Grace Christian in the parking lot that's in front of it nearest to Jackson Street. We thank BB and Kristen Lang for the work that they've done. Go by there and check them out and tell them that you heard about them on the 446 Sports broadcast. Of course, BJ's Country Store out in Gardner. The great family, the Maybus and those out with Carey Family Chiropractic, BK Distributors. Don't forget, if you want your vehicle wrapped, go check that out. And then V's Nails over there. She is on Jackson Street behind McDonald's. Just about anything that you need to get yourself back in shape, she's going to be able to do for you. So go by and check her out. All of you that watched along with us, thank you so much for what you did. Couldn't do it without our regular everyday sponsors, BK Distributors, of course, Rapides Physical Therapy, Express Employment Professionals, and Security Sporting Goods. We'll be adding some more along next week. Had over 1,000 cumulative views that we saw in this one. You saw the Warriors go down to the Wolves of Weston. Was very impressed by the work of Cooper Delaney. Cooper Delaney pitched for the Weston Wolves and went 6 2/3 before giving way to Caden Shirley, who got the final one. Cooper Delaney also had a home run and 3 RBI on the day. Caleb Waters had a pretty big day for Weston as well. But unable to get past the walks were the Warriors, and face of strikeouts. Don't know if they were just swinging too hard a little bit early on. Philip Cole had another big play at third base. We saw Seth Cook pitch. We saw Cody Davis pitch today. We saw Landon Ami pitch today, and we saw Philip Cole. All of those gentlemen had a hand in the performance of today's game. We're going to see maybe if we can get Coach Brown, after he finished things up, to come over and just discuss his thoughts and what all went into all of this again. But again, we owe everything that we owe to all of you guys that tuned in and watched today's broadcast, because without all of you, there would really be no reason to do what it is that we do. a big shout out to the folks here in Dyersville that were so welcoming as they were. The Field of Dreams movie site and staff that was up here, they were just so cordial and welcoming as they were. And you're starting to see out on the field, folks are taking pictures and doing their thing as Chuck is starting to wind things down from here. These young men and families will take this with them, these memories for a lifetime. Now part of 2 trips that we've been able to be a part of. The trip back in 2017 to Minute Maid Park in the Houston Astros facility that those 2017 Warriors were able to go. Grace will finish at 23-10 on the regular season. 23-10, it does count as a regular season victory or loss, and 17-10 for Weston. The Wolves will climb to 17-10. So a little bit of jockeying will happen in the standings on there. We'll see if we're able to get Coach Brown over here. We'll try to get him and get his thoughts on one thing as we're in the Matthews Super Sweet Corn. And again, go out. So you take a left right before you get into the old air base there where you go to watch the Warriors play. Take a left and you go down there just about a mile, and you'll find the Matthews Produce, Matthews Super Sweet Corn on there. Go by and check it. Much more than sweet corn. And Coach Brown, going to get a couple of players over here, and we'll get their thoughts on how it went as well. Sitting down now with head coach Josh Brown, and Coach, outcome notwithstanding, what a great moment to have this game. And we've talked about it for months, but actually to be out here and do this was phenomenal. Hang on. There you go.
Yeah, no matter the outcome, just to be out here is Lord's blessing. This is time of the life. For all these kids, we had a blast today. Of course we want to win. Everybody wants to win, but it didn't work out. We didn't do some things early offensively. I thought we had some times we could have scored a few runs here or there, but give credit to their guy. He was good early, and I just felt like we helped him out a little bit. But again, I wouldn't trade this for anything. This is a great day. So what do you do? Where's the next stop? Where you got to go overseas to play another one, or how do you work that out? Continue to do it. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. We do have something in the works for next year. And we're excited about it. So I'm going to keep that one quiet. Hang on to that one, but I'll just say this: it's a phenomenal place as well. When you make your announcement, we want to do it on 446 Sports and bring that in. But it was an honor for us to be able to make the trip up however many hundreds of miles that we came. We certainly enjoy being able to be a part of this and you letting us on the inside of what's going on with today's game. Well, I appreciate you guys. Y'all do a good job. How about this win today with this? We definitely don't deal with this in Louisiana. It was an adventure for the defense on both sides. We talked to the officials after the game, or during the game too. He said it's been blowing like this for about 3 weeks. Wow. Just steady. He said, but come back midsummer and it'll be great. But the weather has changed a lot on here. But what hasn't changed is the small town great welcome that we got from the folks here in Dyersville. And great people. The people running this facility here is top notch. And I know one thing, we picked up a few things how to work on a mound. We think in Louisiana we know what we're doing. I think these guys know what they're doing over here. Well, the guys are wanting to chip in and buy you one of them little carts that had the dirt pusher in the front of it and the grate in the back of it. So that'd be. Oh yeah, our assistant coach is like, Coach Brown, we need that. Right. Yeah, they were right on it. So let's grab a couple of players and talk to those guys. Yeah. We'll get I think Luke over here, and let's talk to. Sitting down now with Luke Johnson, and take me through that little deep fly you had there.
I was just looking for a pitch I wanted to hit, trying to get something started, make something happen.
just get hit.
Indeed you did. I know they fished the ball in, so you'll have that back to take back with you too. I think you got it, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got that. So, it just a great experience. But tell us about just the entire trip up here.
Entire trip was a cool trip. Stopped in Chicago on the way. Went and saw a Cubs game. It was pretty fun. It's overall a really cool experience. Remember it for a lifetime.
There you go. Coach Brown wouldn't let us on, but he said he's got some things working for the future. And every year, it's the second time that you guys have went out of state. They did it back in 2017. So just a great atmosphere. All of this, what do you take out of this now that fuels y'all in a playoff push to get ready for the playoffs and a shot at that state championship?
I mean, we got to move forward. It wasn't the outcome we were looking for in this game. We still had a ton of fun. We're just going to move forward into the playoffs and hopefully get a ring.
Well, I'll tell you, there was a moment when you switched and started batting from the right side that we wanted to see home runs from both sides of the plate from you.
Yeah, one day that'll happen. But,
There you have it. Luke Johnson, we appreciate the time that you spent with us. We're going to get Seth in here for a minute, too, but we appreciate it, and we'll see you down the road.
All right, thank you. I'll see you.
There you go. Luke Johnson joining us here, and we're going to sit down now with the one member of the Cook family that can get on this side of the camera. Well, the other one was, but we're not going to let him with the outfit. Do you have an outfit like that Dad has?
I do not, but we need to start twinning.
See, I'm just, I'm thankful he said next game, or I'm scared about next game because he said that he was going to go with the shorts with that next day. That's the same look. That's the same look that I had. Take me through the experience of getting out on the mound. Not the outcome that you wanted in this one, but man, sometimes it's more than wins and losses.
Right. I mean, you have to look at it. I mean, we had a pretty decent day. Right. Got on the mound. Didn't have my best stuff, but still at the end of the day, I had fun, and that's what it's all about. So.
How about your buddy Luke hitting that one out into the cornfield, huh?
I thought it had a chance, and then it kept on carrying, and there we go.
This wind didn't hurt things. Did the wind affect your pitching any at all?
I would say a little bit. It helped a little bit with the curveballs. Had a lot of late break, but I think it slowed down the velocity just a little bit.
What do you guys do to put this behind you? And the regular season, I mean, this game notwithstanding, I mean, it is what it is. Getting ready for the playoff push and another run at a state championship.
It shows us what we need to work on. Shows us where we can improve and what we really need to focus on to get back to that state championship game and win it this year. So.
There you go. So you had the most interesting trip up to Iowa, didn't you?
I did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, honestly, I didn't think I was going to make it for a little bit. The plane that we were going to get on had a malfunction, and
it's at that point that I don't want to get on a plane at all. When they tell me it's got a malfunction, I'm not getting on that plane at all.
I'm just glad it happened on the ground.
That's exactly right.
It had a malfunction, and so we started calling and trying to book flights for commercial, and the only ones that we could get were to Cedar Rapids over there.
Right.
So flew in there last night, probably got to our hotel around midnight. So
well, and then up for practice this morning, and you weren't able to sleep in. Get up and let's go to work.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Well, there you have it. We look forward. I know the brackets come out Sunday or Monday, so we look forward to another big playoff run from the Warriors, and let's go back and get them.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Seth Cook joining us here on the Matthews Super Sweet Corn Wrap-Up Show, and I'd be remiss to not mention the overalls again that Mike has on. So, but we're 0-1 with the overalls, so maybe he'll put them away, and we won't bring them back. Guys, it has really been a pleasure out here today. This entire weekend has been a lot of fun. That's going to wrap things up from Dyersville, Iowa. Those that have went back and watched this game over again, keep these memories with you forever. These young players that came up and played in this game. Save this, show it to your grandkids. It'll stay up on YouTube forever. Like and subscribe. Of course, we wouldn't get out of here without saying that. But we've thanked everybody. We've done everything. I got to thank my buddy Chuck for always being on call when I said, "Hey, Chuck, I got an idea." That's always one of those scary things to do. But I'm going to tell you, Chuck, your experience on the game and on everything.
But I'm telling you what, I've loved this movie for a long time, and I can honestly say I've never, ever envisioned being able to come here and to broadcast a game and watch kids play and just to see the environment. And much like one of the Ghost players told us earlier, that whenever you're going to be surprised, watch and see when you get out here, the problems that you had before, if you spend a little bit of time here, it just kind of goes away.
Yeah.
And it's real. I mean, it's just something about this place. Is it heaven?
No, Chuck, it's Iowa. Guys, that's going to wrap it up. The one thing, keep in mind, the one thing constant through everything that goes on, and James Earl Jones said it best in there, is baseball. Baseball gives you the opportunity to forget about everything. It gives you that opportunity, that optimism, that hope that there's a better day tomorrow. Get out, play some catch, get out and swing a bat, find a way to do this, but embrace and enjoy and love the game of baseball. From the Field of Dreams movie site in Dyersville, Iowa, from my man Chuck Perkins, I'm Doug Gann. God bless you all. We'll see you next time.